You have questions, they have answers. They know the legalese, the lingo, the jargon, and the argot.
When I got hit by a car, I was confused, confounded, and concerned. But calling left me calm, composed, and comforted. Thanks, your favorite attorney.
They'll even tell you how much money your case could be worth. $300,000, $2 million, $86,491, all sorts of numbers.
Call your favorite attorney now. He'd call you, but he doesn't have your number.
Call 800-513-2164.
Slip and falls, work accidents, car, truck, bus, motorcycle, motorbike, e-bike, tandem bike. These bulldogs will make sure people pay. And if you don't get paid, the attorneys don't get paid, and I don't get paid.
After I was blindsided and sideswiped by a fat tire e-bike towing a skateboarder, I didn't know what to do. And a friend recommended that I call his favorite attorney. And I got results. Now, he's my favorite attorney.
It doesn't matter what kind of vehicle it was. As long as it had an engine and the accident wasn't your fault, call your favorite attorney now.
So I compel you, I implore you, I beseech you to pick up that phone and call now to see what your case could be worth.
To get a windfall, you first need to call.
Thanks, your favorite attorney.
Thanks, your favorite attorney.
Thanks, your favorite attorney.
So if you've been in an accident that wasn't your fault, call your favorite attorney now.
800-513-2164. That's 800-513-2164.
Today's ceasefire ends, but
you're watching theDove TV, encouraging and informative for Santa Rosa and the wine country. Seen on KUKR 27 and these Dove TV affiliates. Good morning. You're tuned to theDove, encouraging and informative, helping Oregon, Northern California, Idaho, and Nevada start the day with news and encouragement. This is Mornings on theDove.
Hi, good morning to you, and happy birthday to the old guy. Your fan club.
Oh, yeah, I have.
The TDs.
The TDs.
The TDs showed up yesterday, and they look at that. They decorated your nest.
They did.
There.
They brought food.
You got chocolate chips. I don't know what those other ones are.
Oh, my.
Like ginger snap.
Yes.
Like
oh. Man, the scale is going to be in trouble today.
Over there is some breakfast burritos, and there is some, I think, beef and turkey rolls.
Oh, nice.
With cheese inside. All because of you.
Oh, thank you, ladies. Gosh. I appreciate it.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I mean, you're like over the top,
It is kind of over the top. I walked in and went, uh-oh.
So everybody wants to know how old Jerry is. Now, let me put it to you this way.
Okay.
I won't tell you the number.
Okay.
But
what?
He is so old that when he sinks his teeth into a juicy steak, they stay there.
Oh, no. This is like the Dean Martin roast, isn't it?
Okay. Jerry is so old that all the names in his little black book are doctors.
That's actually true.
Okay. He is so old that when he sits in his rocker, he can't get it started. That's all I got.
Oh, you did well. You had the whole material, the whole deal. Oh, golly. Well,
happy birthday, buddy.
It's nice to have made it.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
And you're one of the few guys your age that knows that there's 2 4 o'clocks in the same day.
Oh, boy, do I. Yeah, yes, indeed.
All right.
And I'm glad I do.
Well, happy birthday.
Much.
A lot going on in the news. We'll get that to you. Are we on? We're off. We're going to extend it. We're not going to get extended. Lawsuits flying everywhere. Virginia's upside down with their gerrymandering of the votes.
Oh, yeah.
If it goes to court, I think they win, but can they get it to court in time?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. You talk about, I asked a friendly, nice, liberal Democrat.
Okay.
I do like them.
Uh-huh.
I hope they all go to heaven.
Okay.
And I was talking to one, and he was really complaining about voter ID. And I said, stop. I said, so you're telling me you cannot win with voter ID?
Did that stop him in his tracks?
It kind of did.
Okay, good. Yeah. That's a great question.
You're telling me you can't win with voter ID?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, anyway, a lot going on in the news with that, but we have cookies, We have breakfast burritos. We got Jerry's birthday. So we're going to see.
Have you ever just tried to slide under the radar on your birthday?
Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, it doesn't work.
Sometimes it just doesn't work. But thank you, ladies. It's very thoughtful and very appreciated.
Yeah, the TDs are alive and well, and they think you're wonderful.
Well, they're not always on track with some of those things, but they are wonderful.
Yes.
They've missed the boat on some of that.
Well, yeah.
So anyway, but thank you, ladies.
Your fan club is now 3. Wife and the TDs.
Yeah.
Okay, there you go.
And occasionally a grandchild.
Occasionally.
Depends on what day it is, if I'm really on or not.
And what do you got in your pocket?
Yeah, exactly. Thank you very much.
What do you got, man?
Well, it's National Earth Day.
Earth Day?
Yeah, this started on my birthday in 1970.
Really?
Yeah, Earth Day's been going on since then.
What are we supposed to do on Earth Day?
I don't know. We hug it. That's a great question.
Go out there and lay down in the field.
Yeah, that's right. Hope nobody lands on you.
Yeah.
Look out. But you know what? As people of faith, walking with the Lord, every day should be Earth Day for us.
Yeah.
We are to be good stewards of this planet.
Yes.
Absolutely.
It's called stewardship and conservation.
Yes.
All the other baloney.
So there you go. And so we lift that up. It's also National School Bus Driver Appreciation Day.
Oh, boy.
All those behind the wheel with all that going on behind them. Oh, my goodness.
There's proof that school bus drivers and mom have eyes in the back of their head.
That is true. And my mom not only had eyes in the back of her head, but she had an arm that could reach anywhere in the back seat of the car.
Really?
Yeah.
Including a station wagon
all the way to the back.
Yeah, okay.
Love you, Mom.
Yeah.
Also, it is In God We Trust Day.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it observed to commemorate the adoption of the phrase "In God We Trust" as the official motto of the United States.
1954?
This, 1864.
But it came back in 54.
Yeah, well, what happened was in 1956, the U.S. coins and paper currency and it was officially adopted as the national motto in 56 under Eisenhower. The earlier motto that it replaced was "E pluribus unum." So, In God We Trust Day. And again, it's one of these everyday things.
Now, mark this down on your calendar.
Okay.
May 17th. So May's a busy month, man. There's a lot going on. You got Mother's Day in there. You've got National Day of Prayer in there.
Yeah.
May 17th, there's going to be a national service. It's Sunday to, and I'm paraphrasing this, rededicate the United States to one nation under God.
All right.
Being led by the president. I think Franklin Graham's involved. A lot of other notables are involved.
Okay.
So May 17th is going to be, and this is all pre July 4th, 250th.
Oh,
birthday.
okay. Yeah.
So right now, as we speak, the Bible's being read for 1 week around the United States, cover to cover.
Yeah.
That's going on. I understand the president has or is going to read a portion of that, which is great.
Yeah.
But in the meantime, this National Day of Dedication of the United States to being one nation under God is scheduled for May 17th. So one of my greatest dreams and hopes and desires, I don't know if it'll ever happen, is that when a president is giving the State of the Union address, that he stops and forces the national cameras to pan 8 feet above his head, and written in marble right over the top of the podium is "In God We Trust."
All right.
I got to go to President George W. Bush's last State of the Union address. My seat was in the gallery right over the door where he comes out.
Oh, nice.
Okay, and right down that aisle where the podium is, and of course he turns and goes to the left and talks to all the people.
Yeah.
In the Supreme
Everybody
Court.
wants to shake his hand.
But right up above it there it is in marble. In God We Trust. Wouldn't it be nice to have a president just point at that?
How did you get such a choice seat?
Well, it's a long story. Congressman Greg Walden was congressman, and I was his special guest to come and be there at the State of the Union address. So we had dinner together, and he said, "I got you a ticket, and this is where you're going to go see." And boy, I was right there.
Nice.
It was really good.
That is.
I really was appreciative of it. So I got to enjoy a State of the Union address. But anyway, the point being is, in God we trust.
All right.
One nation under God. That's got a lot of people upset.
Yeah,
They're
unfortunately.
going to say, well, who's God? It's real clear. It's the Judeo-Christian God, and don't give me any other argument that it includes all the other aberrations of faith.
That's right. All right.
I'm a little pudgy today. I got knocked around yesterday pretty hard.
Did you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm bleeding, but I'll be all right. Okay. I need some of those cookies over there.
Yeah, you might want a jelly bean.
Jelly bean.
That's the only thing we got to eat today, besides all these great treats. But it is National Jelly Bean Day.
Where's Ronald Reagan?
It was the Boston confectioner William Schraft that made jelly beans popular during the Civil War. With their firm exterior, jelly beans were the first candies to be sold by the pound, and Schraft encouraged his customers to send them to Union soldiers.
Wow.
And of course, we all know that the 40th President of the United States, Ronald Reagan, enjoyed jelly beans so much they were present at his inauguration. He started eating them when he quit smoking many years before, and the Herman Goetz Company supplied red, white, and blue jelly beans for the 1980 event. At the time, the company didn't produce blue jelly beans, and so they created a blueberry jelly bean for the first time, especially for President Ronald Reagan's inauguration.
I wish I would have known that, because in my desk up there, I have a jar from the Ronald Reagan Presidential
You do?
Museum of
Yeah.
jelly beans, red, white, and blue.
That's awesome.
I'll run up and get them.
Yes. We want to see those, and we won't eat them. We'll let you save them.
Oh, okay.
So, and that's all we got to eat today. But like I said, we have some real treats around here, so we're going to be enjoying it.
Okay.
Thank you.
Well, here is Pam's very old jelly bean.
A look at our forecast from Grange Co-op. Today in northern Oregon and southern Washington, rain mainly before 3 p.m. and breezy for Vancouver, Portland, Wilsonville, and McMinnville. Highs will be in the mid-50s and a southwest wind gusting up to 24 miles per hour. Continuing rainy and breezy as we move down the Willamette Valley with daytime highs in the mid-50s from Salem down through Albany, Corvallis, and Eugene, with lows tonight in the low to mid-40s. A chance of rain mixed with snow in some spots around central Oregon with highs in the low 50s for Prineville and Bend and near 46 in Sun River. Over in Boise, Idaho, showers and breezy with a high in the low 50s. Rain showers along the Oregon coast with daytime high temperatures in the low to mid-50s from Coos Bay through Port Orford, Brookings, and Crescent City, California, with clearing skies tonight. In southern Oregon, rain likely for the Rogue Valley, mainly after 11 a.m., with highs in the upper 50s for Grants Pass and Medford and near 55 in Ashland. Rain and snow in Klamath Falls with a high near 51. Into northern California with a chance of showers in mid-50s in Wairika, a chance of showers then clearing to partly sunny and low to mid-60s for Redding and Chico, and mid-50s over in Fort Bragg. In the Bay Area, patchy fog with a chance of showers, then mostly sunny in mid-60s for Santa Rosa and Napa. A chance of showers, then becoming sunny with highs in the mid-60s for San Francisco and San Jose. For Central California, a slight chance of showers, then mostly sunny in mid-60s for Sacramento and Modesto. Sunny in Fresno and Visalia in mid-upper 60s, and mostly sunny in Bakersfield with a high near 70. It's a look at your Wednesday weather from Grange Co-op.
All right, beautiful picture this morning. Happy Jerry birthday.
Thank
you. I
you.
ran up to my office and I got it.
Yeah.
So it comes in a nice little box from the Ronald Reagan Library. Okay, and there it is. And you open that up.
That's a nice box.
Okay, and there it is.
Oh, wow.
A jar of red, white, and blue.
Beautiful. And you got a jar, and it's got like his signature embossed on it.
Got a signature on there and the presidential seal.
Outstanding.
Isn't that cool?
Yeah, that is very cool.
Yeah, so I've never opened it, never will.
Okay, yeah. I was going to say.
I would imagine 100 years from now, those jelly beans will be just fine.
It's like a McDonald's Big Mac. They don't age.
No.
All right. Well, let me ask you something, and this is rhetorical. How big do you allow the enemy, the devil, to be in your mind? You know, I think we, yes. Sometimes I think we kind of build up his presence in our life.
I murdered him last night.
Hold that thought.
Cold blood.
Time for some encouragement here with Pastor Greg Laurie.
In Revelation 12, we have an interesting scene. We have a battle breaking out in heaven. Satan and his fallen angels pick a fight with Michael and his angels, which is a bad idea because Satan isn't even the equal of Michael, much less God. I bring this up because I think sometimes we think that Satan is the equal of God. He's not even close to that. God is omnipresent. Satan can only be in one place at one time. God is omniscient, means all-knowing. Satan knows a lot, but he has limited knowledge. God is omnipotent, all-powerful. Satan has limitations to his power. But even Michael the archangel is more powerful than Satan. So you don't pick a fight with someone that can beat you. That's exactly what the devil does. He picks a fight with Michael, and Michael, of course, prevails. Satan is cast out of heaven, and then we pick the story up in Revelation 12, starting at verse 10. Then I heard a loud voice in heaven. Now salvation and strength in the kingdom of our God and the power of his Christ has come. For the accuser of the brethren, I would underline that, the accuser of the brethren, who accused them before our God day and night, has been cast down. Now here's the big verse. They overcame him by the blood of the Lamb, by the word of their testimony, and they did not love their lives to the death. So he's overcome. And how do they do it? These believers, by the blood of the Lamb, the word of their testimony. And they did not love their lives unto the death.
Okay. There you go.
Yeah, all right.
A little something to ponder.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, that's why the Bible says the renewing of your mind. The battleground of the enemy is your mind.
Yes, that's a great point.
I know that the moniker of your church and that of Pastor Rick Boya is "Think Like Jesus."
Yes.
So anyway, the battle's for your mind.
Right, and you know what? He also said it is for your mind. And where does your mind go when you let it loose?
Oh. Well, well, anyway, I could take off on this a long time. You're not Bill Gallagher, so I won't argue.
You're right. I'm not.
Okay. Well, anyway, Jerry's in a new season. Actually, you're not in a new season.
No.
You're in the sum of all the seasons of your life. You're just in this one now.
There you go. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
You're a little dyslexic because you're 17 years old.
It's a little backwards. That's right. I like to say it's the 50th anniversary of my 21st birthday.
That's okay.
Yeah, there you go.
There you go.
Yeah.
Well, you let it out. I didn't.
I know.
All right. Let's take a look at some of the top stories this morning. The president said that he's going to extend the ceasefire after 4 days of saying it'll never happen.
Oh, gosh. Oof.
All right. So, listen, if you don't understand the way the president strategizes and uses words and exaggerations, it doesn't get him any great accolades. It certainly doesn't get him any, good commentary.
Right.
But it's his way of doing business. Anyway, so he said that the Iranian government is seriously fractured. And that he's extending the ceasefire with Iran until such time Iran can submit a unified proposal. Now, let me tell you what's wrong with this. Iran knows what America wants.
Yeah.
No nukes.
Yeah, right.
Or any parts thereof.
Right, yeah.
So they're asking Iran to submit a...
Heather, who do we trust over there? I mean, do they know who they're talking to?
Well, I'm wondering if the Trump gave away the Trump card. No, I don't. I don't know anything here. Look, we're just guys sitting on the air yakking here. Okay. But when he let the Trump card go of the deadline, so he's giving an extension without a deadline.
Yeah.
So what's the motive? Anything?
Yeah, good question.
So anyway, he said Tuesday that he's pausing military action against Iran just hours before the 2-week ceasefire was to expire, which was today. And in the meantime, we have asked to hold our attack on the country of Iran until such time their leaders and representatives can come up with a unified proposal. I have no idea what that means. I'm not complaining. It's just that it seems to be so contrary to where it's been so far.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Anyway, in the meantime, the Treasury Secretary, Secretary Scott Bessent, he's putting economic pressure on them and going for maximum pressure of sanctions. So this is going to further hurt them. I don't know how you put sanctions on a regime that can't export their oil, that have lost most of their military and armament, and now we're going to put, sanctions on.
What is there left to sanction?
Well, that's it.
Yeah, that's interesting. Okay.
Yeah, but anyway, hey, I think what the United States, let me say this, it appears to me that the United States is doing everything it can to get the regime to give up, which they got to realize they're dealing with a death cult, but the bottom line is to give up. And they're showing the world that they've done everything possible to get these people to the table.
Yeah.
And they keep blowing their opportunity. So if that's a strategy, that's working.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. In the meantime, Iran fires on 3 container ships.
Wow.
They fired at them yesterday and hit by gunfire in the Straits of Hormuz. Maritime security sources said, and the United Kingdom Maritime Trade Operation said, Iran has imposed restrictions on ships using the strait, and the first in retaliation of the U.S.-Israel bombardment of the country. They fired at 3 ships. I go, okay, now what? So we're in a ceasefire. Is this in retaliation for us firing at a freighter, putting a hole into the engine room?
Oh, I wonder.
So they fire. I mean, this is where you kind of go, okay, that's tit for tat.
Yeah.
You got we did it. Now they do it.
Right.
I don't know. I don't know. There's a lot of the stuff I just don't get.
Yeah, and I wonder how they're selecting who they're going to shoot at, because that one ship that I saw on fire there, it looked like it was registered in Bangkok, Thailand.
Yeah.
So, yeah, this is weird.
Okay, in the meantime, quite the discovery. The Department of Justice charged a far-left, what they call the SPLC, which stands for the Southern Poverty Law Center. It was a law firm, basically money laundering and manufacturing racism to justify their existence. They created their problem, then fund to solve it. And basically what they were doing is funding division within the United States. And they were using money and laundering money all the way through people that were in groups, including the Ku Klux Klan.
Yeah, oh, my goodness.
You kind of go,
what?
okay, what's this all about? In the meantime, they got caught with their hand in the cookie jar, and apparently it is very serious.
Wow.
I don't know what this does.
Yeah, I don't either. Huh.
They have been around for a long time. They're a far-left legal group.
Right.
And it was a money laundering thing.
Right, and they've condemned certain Christian groups. They put them on, the list of, hate groups, basically.
Yeah.
So, yeah, they've been very far left for a long time. What is the connection with the Ku Klux Klan? What's that all about?
Well, they're using various organizations, from what I understand.
Okay.
The article's not really that clear, and I tried to double-check on some other articles. But basically, they were sending money to individuals that were funding things inside those organizations. And then buying favor to create problems.
Oh, my goodness.
So you got all kinds of organizations out there. They're very much on the radical racist side of things. In other words, while we were trying to deal with critical race theory, they were creating it.
Yep.
Okay,
Absolutely,
so
yeah.
It's kind of crazy. All right, so some of the top stories on Jerry's little birthday. We're going to go have one of his cookies. We'll be right back.
We're going to have a lot of those cookies. Yeah.
We'll be right back.
Since 1934, Grange Co-op has been more than just a store. We've been a cornerstone of our community, owned by people like you. We proudly offer top-quality farm and ranch supplies, including our own Rogue feed, as well as workwear, Western apparel, garden essentials, and pet care products. By signing up as a Grange Rewards customer, you not only enjoy exclusive benefits like special offers and 1% back on most purchases, but you also become part of something bigger, a cooperative that you own and help shape. Join Grange Rewards today.
Applegate River Golf and RV Resort, a pristine 9-hole course alongside the Applegate River. Their clubhouse offers a golf simulator experience. The RV resort is adjacent to the golf course with convenient pull-through parking. Applegate River Golf and RV Resort. Information at applegateRV.com.
The Lennox iComfort S30 thermostat can sense changes in your environment. It even knows when you come and go. So now your home's most important system is also the smartest.
Metal Masters can give you the smartest home comfort system available. It knows when you're away and adjusts when allergens and humidity get uncomfortable. Trust Metal Masters to provide perfect air for your family.
Lennox. Air is life. Make it perfect.
The 71.5 Golf Challenge arrives Saturday, May 16th with a 4-person scramble, morning and afternoon shotguns, and a 6:30 award social. Register your team by April 1st for an early bird special. Score the team player pack for just $20 instead of $100 with the code EARLYBIRDIE. Become a sponsor and help kids across Southern Oregon. Visit 715.org or call 541-779-3275. At the 71.5 Golf Challenge, your drive saves lives.
At Sweet Tea Express, we've got you covered. Order at the counter and our friendly service staff will do the rest. Burgers, salads, sandwiches, barbecue platters, sides, and more. Smoked, grilled, and served to perfection. Sweet Tea Express. Breakfast, burgers, and barbecue.
Okay, welcome back on this Wednesday. Wow, Wednesday already. Wow, Jerry's birthday. Happy birthday, buddy. You know, in horse years, you'd be glued.
This is the place for morning encouragement on the Dove. Thanks, man. They shoot horses, don't they?
Yeah. Well,
oh, man.
They send them to the glue factory.
Yes, indeed.
So,
oh, man.
I know your mom's watching, so let me talk to your mom.
Okay. Yeah.
Was it an easy birth or a hard birth? Because they both can be interesting.
Okay. So check this out. Mom, I think you'll attest to this. I'm one of 5 kids. I was the easiest birth. Now, as far as raising is concerned, that's a different story.
Yeah. Mom, did you ever drop him?
Yeah, that's been brought up before, Perry. Funny you should mention that. Okay.
All right. Well, we're just beginning.
I know we are.
I know. A while to go here.
Thanks.
All right. Good morning to you. Back to Oregon. Gubernatorial race. Well, here's kind of interesting. A new poll was put out as a Salem-based Nelson Research first public survey that came out yesterday of 515 likely Republican voters across the state. Christine Drazen, 31.1%. Representative Ed Deal, 15.6%, and Trailblazer Chris Dudley, 14.8%.
Okay, so actually the most conservative of the batch are in the lead, the first 2.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think that this could be an ending. Now we got what a little over 3 weeks to go. Before the primary, and they're all dumping a lot of money out there.
Okay.
And imaging and everything else like that. You know, and I understand politics. Geez, you know, we got all the dirty T-shirts from it. So the only thing I can say is that this is an opportunity for Oregon to make a significant change, and we have to do this. We have to get rid of this governor. Now, I say that respectfully. She's a nice lady and all that stuff, but her policies and her leadership have ruined the state in so many ways, and it's just beginning.
Yeah.
There's a lot of laws sitting on the shelf out there ready to go, and we got to stop them. So Christine at 31%, Ed at 15%, and Chris at 14%. She has a commanding lead there. It doesn't surprise me that Ed is coming up in the polls. And it doesn't surprise me that Chris Dudley isn't doing better than he is.
Well, it's worth noting that both of the 2 front runners are very strong in protecting life.
Yes.
Yep.
And I think that the other thing is that we're tired of last-minute people coming in and they're the fix-all of everything.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
At the end of the day, you do need experienced people. And both Christine and Ed know how the game is played, if I can put it that way.
Okay, yeah.
It is a game at times.
Yeah.
Anyway, so much for that. The other story is, dun-da-da, you like flowers?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think you ought to take Pam to this.
Okay.
The Klamath and Shasta Trinity National Forests are teaming up for the Shasta chapter of the California Native Plant Society to host the 33rd annual Siskiyou County Mother's Day Wildflower Show.
I love it. Yes.
You ought to go to this.
Yes.
Okay?
I like this a lot.
And it's a free event.
All right.
From 10 to 4 on May 10th. In Eureka, they're at the community center, and this is an annual deal. And I tell you what, if you're a concrete cowboy, you won't get this.
Okay. Okay.
But if you really are an outdoor person, you come to appreciate God's creation and beauty in everything.
Yes.
even weeds.
Yes, yes, you're right.
But this is natural beauty at its best, and I mentioned that. Hopefully, that you may want to put that on your calendar for May 10th and take that in.
And we have some beautiful wildflowers here in Southern Oregon. Oh my goodness!
Southern Oregon, Northern Cal, especially that Shasta Ravine Valley in there where Wairika and Hornbrook is. And you go down a little bit further down around Weed and Shasta.
Yeah,
all that's just gorgeous.
You know, when I didn't have a bum leg. Remember those days?
Yeah, well,
it was quite a while ago.
When I had me.
I used to work out on the side of my hill. I had a trail I climbed, and I was always distracted by the wildflowers, and especially some of the teeny tiny ones. I'd get down there with your phone, and I'm supposed to be working out, and I'm taking pictures of wildflowers.
All right, so anyway, check that out. We'll keep you posted on that, but that would be a fun thing to attend. Take Mom down, and
Yeah.
All right, let's take a look at the light image of what's going on weather-wise. We have some leftover rain today, but by tomorrow it should be nice again.
Yeah, not bad at all, and pretty decent temperatures. Mid-60s tomorrow, but the low 70s by Friday. Chance of showers Sunday, Monday, but all in all, pretty nice. A lot of 60-degree temperatures coming our way. Some pretty typical springtime conditions here in Southern Oregon, Northern California.
Okay.
All right, well, this is interesting. We're looking at the events unfold in the Middle East, specifically in our conflict with Iran. But what's going on internally in Iran? There must be different factions.
Yeah.
And I've never considered this. Political leaders and military leaders in Iran, are they getting along? Well, Hudson Institute senior fellow Rebecca Heinrichs spoke with Fox Business's Stuart Varney about the fight between military and political leaders in Iran.
Well, so this is interesting because part of what we tried to do with the Israelis was weaken the regime. And so we took out all of their top leaders, took out some of their besieged leaders. Those are the people who are repressing the people. And as a result, now we're trying to find the people who are willing to cooperate with the United States. And then this is really important, and have the ability to make good on what they promise us. And so we saw in the first round of talks, we thought we had a deal with the political leaders we were talking to, but then we had this IRGC commander who says, listen, he doesn't listen to the foreign minister. So we have a breakdown, I think, in the power structure inside Iran. That's going to have to shake out. I think President Trump is going to keep pressure, and then he's going to tap the brakes periodically and see if he can shake something loose and find somebody who does have the ability to make good on what they promise. And so this IRGC commander, who's being, frankly, pretty mouthy and saying that he's not going to comply with the orders of the political leadership. I mean, my first thought, Stuart, was the Israelis have penetrated so thoroughly the Iranian leadership that man does not have a long life expectancy. So I think that there is a good chance that, the people who are pushing back and are an obstacle to peace will probably end up on a target list, and there will be a resumption of military operations again to create pressure. This blockade, Stuart, it's denying the Iranian rump regime about $450 million a day in revenue. So they're being squeezed by all angles. We just now have to finally compel an end to this conflict.
Wow, what a great explanation.
Yes.
So that tells us that there's intelligence that we don't know, which speaks to the reason why certain things are being done. And I think she makes a very strong point that we never should forget.
What's that?
Who has taken out the people? Israel's taken out the leadership.
Yeah.
We provided all the military protection, and we break things and blow up things pretty well. But as far as taking out the people, Israel's done it.
And I'm assuming that a lot of the intelligence that came in behind that was also Israel's.
Yes.
Yeah.
So anyway, that was a great piece.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. Well, we're going to go look for a birthday cookie and half a candle.
Okay. Why not?
Fall in love with Northridge Senior Living, where contemporary, sunlit interiors meet old world elegance. Walk through our lovely hallways and enjoy the fun staff-led activities. Forge lasting friendships with other residents and our exceptional caregivers. Dine in style. Gather near the fireplace under breathtaking chandeliers. Our reasonably priced apartments are spacious with private balconies. Northridge is Christian-owned and operated, pet-friendly, and only 2 blocks from Asante Rogue Regional Medical Center. On-site, in-home care is available. We also offer senior adult daycare, where your loved one can spend the day with us and the evenings with you. Northridge Senior Living. Your home.
The Dove is shining with a brand new show, Season to Shine.
I'm Melinda Robertson, host of Season to Shine, a new heartfelt, inspiring program for women designed to bring encouragement, wisdom, and hope into your everyday life. We'll help you discover God's purpose in every season, empowering you to shine with confidence, faith, and joy. It's your season to shine. Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays at 4 p.m. on the Dove TV. More at thedove.us.
Jerry's Historical Archives. U.S. history. Great moments in time. Record breakers. Our music through the years. Relive the past and learn something new. Open up Jerry's Historical Archives. Weekdays only on Mornings on the Dove.
All right, 26 minutes before the hour. Of course, a lot of, I guess, touch and goes, we'd call it in pilot talk. You know, you don't quite land, but you take off again. And
yeah.
So the peace talks are off. The ceasefire has been extended. Doesn't seem to be a limit on it. It appears that inside Iran, things are really crumbling between the military and the political elite. And they see it kind of falling apart. It looks like they may even have a civil rivalry within all of that going on.
Yeah.
So let's check in with CBN Newswatch and get their take on this morning.
The U.S. took control of an Iranian cargo ship that attempted to break the blockade in the Strait of Hormuz over the weekend. President Trump wrote on Truth Social that the U.S. Navy guided missile destroyer USS Spruance intercepted the Tuska in the Gulf of Oman and gave them fair warning to stop. The Iranian crew refused to listen, so our Navy stopped them right in their tracks by blowing a hole in their engine room. Right now, the U.S. Marines have custody of the vessel. A French shipping company says Iran fired warning shots at one of its vessels in the Strait of Hormuz. Iran closed the strait again on Saturday, less than 24 hours after declaring it open. Oil prices are rising due to the standoff. Energy Secretary Chris Wright said gas prices likely won't keep rising, but it will take time for them to go back down. President Trump announced Vice President Vance, along with Steve Witkoff and Jared Kushner, will be back in Pakistan for a new round of talks with Iran scheduled for Tuesday, but Iran says it has no plans to attend. In a social media post, Trump says if Iran refuses the deal he's laid out, he'll destroy every power plant and no more Mr. Nice Guy. Asked if destroying in power plants is a war crime, U.S. Ambassador to the UN, Mike Waltz, pointed out Iran's culpability.
The Iranian regime in particular and its terrorist proxies have a long history of actually deliberately hiding military infrastructure in hospitals, schools, neighborhoods, and other civilian assets. So they have no ground to stand on.
As Middle Easterners ponder the situation, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu says it's a time of great challenge and great consequence.
We have achieved enormous things. It's not over yet. And any moment could bring us new developments.
The IDF released a map showing it's reestablishing the security zone in southern Lebanon. Israel maintained a security zone there for 18 years to protect residents of northern Israel before withdrawing 26 years ago. Despite the Israel-Lebanon ceasefire, Hezbollah fired on UNIFIL peacekeepers, killing a French soldier and wounding 3 others. 2 IDF soldiers were also killed over the weekend in separate incidents in Lebanon. Israel said on Monday during the ceasefire, Hezbollah has continued its terrorist activity in violation of the agreement, Accordingly, the IDF remains deployed in the defensive area. It's also warning civilians to stay away from certain areas. Israel says it's killed more than 1,800 Hezbollah terrorists during Operation Roaring Lion, more than 250 of them in the 24 hours before the ceasefire took effect. Overnight, the IDF said it struck a loaded and ready-to-fire launcher in southern Lebanon, north of the forward defense line, in order to prevent a direct threat to the communities of northern Israel. Julie Stahl, CBN News, Jerusalem.
President Trump confirms the U.S. has no plans to extend the current ceasefire, set to expire Wednesday. He warns that if an agreement isn't reached, there will be, quote, lots of bombs start going off. Vice President J.D. Vance and a negotiating team are expected to leave for Pakistan today, but Iran is signaling it may not even show up. Meanwhile, a second round of direct talks between Israel and Lebanon is set for Thursday in Washington, D.C., just days before a separate 10-day ceasefire with Hezbollah is set to expire. Iran-backed Hezbollah is already signaling defiance, vowing not to disarm.
We have achieved enormous things. It's not over yet. And any moment could bring us new developments.
In Lebanon, controversy is growing after this photo emerged showing an Israeli soldier smashing a statue of Jesus in a Christian Lebanese village.
I was really shocked because, the IDF, we pride ourselves on our moral army.
Israel Defense Forces call the incident severe and launched a criminal investigation. Prime Minister Netanyahu condemned the soldier. More than 150 rabbis and Jewish leaders signed this letter apologizing directly to Christians worldwide.
This soldier should be held accountable for his actions, and what needs to ultimately happen is that there needs to be more education done in the IDF about Christians and how Christianity is a source of friendship for not only Israel, but for the IDF.
In Jerusalem, a ceremony at the Western Wall to remember Israel's fallen soldiers. This past year alone, 172 soldiers were killed in attacks. Gal Raviv Galea was 34 weeks pregnant with her third child when her husband, IDF Major Itai Galea, was killed by a Hezbollah rocket in 2024. We sat down with her to ask what this Remembrance Day means to her.
It's not just our history, it's our reality and our presence. And there are a lot of people that have given their lives, and there are a lot of people that live with the consequences of this around us. And I think many don't even know.
Paul Petit, CBN News, Jerusalem.
Okay, well, there you go. We'll keep an eye on it. Twists and turns of the Middle East. Good morning to you. Let's check out the weather with Mr. Jellybean.
A look at our forecast from Grange Co-op. Today in northern Oregon and southern Washington, rain mainly before 3 p.m. and breezy for Vancouver, Portland, Wilsonville, and McMinnville. Highs will be in the mid-50s and a southwest wind gusting up to 24 miles per hour. Continuing rainy and breezy as we move down the Willamette Valley with daytime highs in the mid-50s from Salem down through Albany, Corvallis, and Eugene with lows tonight in the low to mid-40s. A chance of rain mixed with snow in some spots around central Oregon with highs in the low 50s for Prineville and Bend and near 46 in Sun River. Over in Boise, Idaho, showers and breezy with a high in the low 50s. Rain showers along the Oregon coast with daytime high temperatures in the low to mid-50s from Coos Bay through Port Orford, Brookings, and Crescent City, California, with clearing skies tonight. In southern Oregon, rain likely for the Rogue Valley, mainly after 11 a.m., with highs in the upper 50s for Grants Pass and Medford and near 55 in Ashland. Rain and snow in Klamath Falls with a high near 51. Into northern California with a chance of showers in mid-50s in Wairika, a chance of showers then clearing to partly sunny and low to mid-60s for Redding and Chico and mid-50s over in Fort Bragg. In the Bay Area, patchy fog with a chance of showers then mostly sunny in mid-60s for Santa Rosa and Napa, a chance of showers then becoming sunny with highs in the mid-60s for San Francisco and San Jose. For Central California, a slight chance of showers, then mostly sunny in mid-60s for Sacramento and Modesto, sunny in Fresno and Visalia in mid-upper 60s, and mostly sunny in Bakersfield with a high near 70. It's a look at your Wednesday weather from Grange Co-op.
time to look back, because it was on this day in 1967 that a burger was born in western Pennsylvania that would take over the world.
Ooh. At a McDonald's in Uniontown, Pennsylvania, franchise owner Jim Delegati introduced a bigger, bolder sandwich priced at just 45 cents. He created it to compete with larger burgers from rivals like Burger King. But there was a catch. He was told to use only ingredients already in the McDonald's kitchen. So he got creative, stacking 2 beef patties and even bending the rules to bring in a 3-part bun to hold it all together. The result? The Big Mac. It went nationwide in 1968 and quickly became a cultural icon, so much so that in 1986, The Economist created the Big Mac Index to compare currencies around the world. And of course, there's the jingle generations still know by heart.
2 all beef patties, special sauce, lettuce, cheese, pickles, onions on a Sesame Street bun. 2 all beef patties, special sauce, lettuce, cheese, pickles, onions on a Sesame Street bun. 2 all beef patties, special sauce, lettuce, cheese, pickles, onions on a Sesame Street bun. Beef cheese, it's a good time for the great taste of McDonald's.
Not bad for a 45-cent idea that almost didn't happen.
There you
Two all beef patties. What was it?
2 all beef patties, special sauce, pickles, lettuce, onions on the sesame seed.
You got it. You got it. Yeah.
Close. Yeah.
Wow. And how old was it? When was that?
That was 19. It was unveiled in '67. It went national in '68. But on this day in 1967, the very first Big Mac. I wonder how many millions have been consumed since. Yeah.
So it's not quite as old as you.
No, almost. It's old, and in fact, some of the first ones, they still may be good.
Well, so the president likes them.
Yes, yeah. Well, he likes filet of fish too. I think filet of fish is his favorite. I can't disagree with that, but I like them all. Yeah.
All right. Well, you know what's interesting about a Big Mac?
What?
You got to have one, at least one a year.
Yeah.
They really are. You know, they're so good they can become addictive. So
right.
You
Well,
be careful.
I did a story a couple of years ago on a guy that eats Big Macs every day.
Yeah.
He's been eating them every day, like since they were released.
I can't believe that's good for you, but maybe it is.
I can't either.
I mean, some people, some people credit peanut butter for living to 107.
You know what? I think those people aren't, too wrong.
Yeah, there you go.
That peanut butter is good stuff.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
Good morning to you. Charles Spurgeon, one of the great theologians. Some people say that he'll go down as one of the greatest preachers in the world. He had the, what they call it, the Metropolitan Tabernacle in England. And out of that came Bible schools, all kinds of stuff. Anyway, he wrote a book called Morning and Evening. And I want to say thank you to one of the TBs. For my birthday, she replaced my Morning and Evening Charles Spurgeon devotional.
Oh.
I had one, and I loaned it to somebody and never got it back.
Yeah.
So I don't loan things anymore. Don't borrow things.
I know, yeah.
Anyway, thank you, Judy. I got it back, and I've been reading it. It's a little heady in the sense because he wrote in Old English, kind of, sort of.
Oh, okay.
And so, but man, the thoughts are really, really good. Anyway, here he's talking about the precious blood of Christ.
The precious blood of Christ. 1 Peter 1, verse 19. Standing at the foot of the cross, we see hands and feet and side, all distilling crimson streams of precious blood. It is precious because of its redeeming and atoning efficacy. By it, the sins of Christ's people are atoned for. They are redeemed from under the law. They are reconciled to God, made one with Him. Christ's blood is also precious in its cleansing power. It cleanses from all sin. Though your sins be as scarlet, they shall be as white as snow. Through Jesus' blood, there is not a spot left upon any believer, no wrinkle, nor any such thing remains. O precious blood, which makes us clean, removing the stains of abundant iniquity and permitting us to stand accepted in the Beloved. Notwithstanding the many ways in which we have rebelled against our God, the blood of Christ is likewise precious in its preserving power. We are safe from the destroying angel under the sprinkled blood. Remember, it is God seeing the blood which is the true reason for our being spared. Here is comfort for us when the eye of faith is dim, for God's eye is still the same. The blood of Christ is precious also in its sanctifying influence. The same blood which justifies by taking away sin does in its after action quicken the new nature and lead it onward to subdue sin and to follow out the commands of God. There is no motive for holiness so great as that which streams from the veins of Jesus. And precious, unspeakably precious is this blood, because it has the overcoming power. It is written, "They overcame through the blood of the Lamb." How could they do otherwise? He who fights with the precious blood of Jesus fights with a weapon which cannot know defeat. The blood of Jesus. Sin dies at its presence. Death ceases to be death. Heaven's gates are opened. The blood of Jesus. We shall march on, conquering and to conquer, so long as we can trust its power.
Wow. Wow.
So, Christianity has been criticized of being a bloody religion because of that. Okay? But until you are born again, Jesus said, no man can enter the kingdom unless he's born again. Until you're born again and the Holy Spirit is resident within you, you'll never understand what he just said. It'll be seen to be gory.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay?
Yeah.
But when you're born again, of the Spirit, in the Spirit, you'll understand that statement and it'll become precious to you. All right. What does that mean? Okay, that means it's time for another cookie. We'll be right back.
Yes, indeed.
Everything glorious. You make everything glorious. You make everything glorious. And I am yours.
Jerry, did you know that we're farmers?
Farmers? I knew there was a reason I like overalls.
At the Dove, we plant seeds of hope, truth, and the gospel every day.
And when those seeds land in the right hearts, lives change.
But every harvest needs more hands.
That's where you come in.
Today, become a farmer with the Dove. Plant a seed, help it grow.
Your gift reaches someone who needs hope.
Don't wait, join us in this harvest.
Let's grow something eternal together.
Give today at the Dove.
Being in business is challenging. At Network in Action Southern Oregon, we're all about real connection and real growth. We value your time with once-a-month meetings and believe in transformational relationships rather than transactional ones. We have 3 groups in the Valley, a Christian group, a Medford group, and a Grants Pass group, all filled with amazing local professionals. Network in Action Southern Oregon, so much more than just networking. Find out more at sonetworking.com.
When life feels heavy, your body feels it, your mind feels it. That is why I created Organic Elements Wellness Spa, a place where wellness is not a luxury, it's a way of life. Step into our wellness lounge with a Himalayan salt room, infrared sauna, steam room, and invigorating cold plunge. Restore your nervous system, detox your body, and clear your mind. Then experience customized massage, advanced skin therapies, and result-driven facials, all designed to help you look as good as you feel. There's nothing else like this in Southern Oregon. This is your space to heal, to reset, to glow. Call today to book your private wellness party for up to 15 guests or surprise someone special with a gift certificate.
Visit Organic Elements Wellness Spa on East Main Street in Medford. Book online at organicelementspa.com. Wellness is wholeness. Voted best of Southern Oregon.
All right, welcome back. Happy birthday, Mr. Jerry Golden. Just remember, age is a number, old is an attitude.
There you go.
And it's a matter of mind over matter.
And
if you don't mind,
it don't matter. Okay.
Okay. All right. A couple days ago, I had our good friend, Pastor Mark Little, with us. He's a hoot. And I asked him what he meant when he said most Christians misunderstand Israel. By the way, the whole subject of Israel is really becoming quite the conversation in Christianity these days.
Yeah.
For a variety of reasons.
Right.
And I'm going, wow, why? We have gone from real estate to biblical meaning, which is kind of interesting.
Yes.
So anyway, here's Mark's take.
Like you said, it's such a big topic, and I'll try to give you a short answer. But this is a seminary class that could go a good semester if it's dealt with properly. Israel, if you go to Deuteronomy 32, we see something extraordinary. It's an amazing piece of the puzzle and how Israel fits in it, really for all of humanity. Over there in Deuteronomy 32, 8 through 9, we see the scattering at the Tower of Babel. But what we miss is when God says, before Israel ever existed, of course, if it was a person, then it became a people, and then a land. But God says, I'm going to reserve Israel for my portion. And then he scattered the nations. We never completely understand that scattering, after the works of the cross, after Jesus' death, burial, and resurrection, he was a propitiation for us. He satisfied God's wrath. Guess what? In Matthew 28, he then sends us to return those nations to him, and he reclaims all of humanity. And so in that process, Israel is important because what happens? The vine metaphor, we were grafted in while they were yet stiff-necked and not going to me when we look at it.
Mm-hmm. Mm. Well, I find it very interesting that Israel, the topic of Israel within Christendom, has all of a sudden become a big issue. Yeah. And it comes from a lot of directions. Why are we saying, oh, bless those who bless you, curse those who curse you? I mean, all this stuff is all of a sudden on the table again. I kind of go, wow, this is kind of interesting.
Yeah. And a topic that kind of comes up in Christian circles occasionally, and I'd like to hear you weigh in on it, are the people of Israel still God's chosen?
See, that is a big one.
Yes, it is.
Now, I'm not going to answer that.
Okay.
And I'll tell you why I'm not going to answer
Why?
that. Because there are actually strong opposing views on that.
I know there are.
And Reconstructionism being a replacement theology, all that stuff comes into play.
Yep.
Okay. I think the scripture is clear about how we pray for the nation of Israel and for Jews in particular. Mm-hmm. And I think you as a student need to find that out for yourself.
Okay. All right. Well, I got something pretty cool here. Check this out.
Yeah.
A routine drive turned into a life-saving moment in Phoenix, Arizona. Check this out.
On March 19th, utility worker Robert Butler was heading down a busy street when something caught his eye, a wagon and an umbrella sitting alone on the sidewalk. Then he saw it, a toddler just a few years old running straight toward a busy intersection completely unaware of the danger. Without hesitation, Butler pulled over, jumped out of his truck, and sprinted toward the child, reaching him just seconds before he could step into traffic. My heart dropped, he said. The entire moment was captured on camera, showing just how quickly everything unfolded. Looking back, Butler says he can't quite explain it, calling it being in the right place at the right time, maybe even something more.
Thinking back on it now, I'm not sure if it was God or something, was divine invention. I don't know, but there was something that day that was off the normal that just put me at that, I guess, the right place at the right time.
But thanks to his quick action, one little boy is safe and able to go home to the people who love him.
Beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Great story.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, take with you today Psalm 27, verse 1. The Lord is my light and my salvation. Whom shall I fear? The Lord is the stronghold of my life. Of whom shall I be afraid? Statement, question, promise, all wrapped together.
Since 1934, Grange Co-op has been more than just a store. We've been a cornerstone of our community, owned by people like you. We proudly offer top-quality farm and ranch supplies, including our own Rogue feed, as well as workwear, Western apparel, garden essentials, and pet care products. By signing up as a Grange Rewards customer, you not only enjoy exclusive benefits like special offers and 1% back on most purchases, but you also become part of something bigger, a cooperative that you own and help shape. Join Grange Rewards today.
Applegate River Golf and RV Resort, a pristine 9-hole course alongside the Applegate River. Their clubhouse offers a golf simulator experience. The RV Resort is adjacent to the golf course with convenient pull-through parking. Applegate River Golf and RV Resort. Information at applegaterv.com.
If you don't drive it, donate it. By supporting us, you'll get even more mileage out of it.
Thank you from the Dove TV.
Stewardship begins with the knowledge that nothing belongs to us, but everything belongs to the Lord. This helps us to run a business not in the fear of lack, but in the assurance of His care and provision. Such a perspective eliminates the drive to sell and replaces it with a heart that says serve. This begins with serving our clients and coworkers with integrity and genuine care. That's why at Kelly's, it's automotive service with a heart for God and treating others as we ourselves would want to be treated. Our promise is to never sell our clients anything we don't believe they need. Another is to do all we can to meet other needs, such as shuttle service and loaner cars, or taking the time to really listen, even at times praying with our customers. Sometimes this means sacrifice, going above and beyond, but that's why I work for Kelly's Automotive Service, honoring God while serving people with honesty and integrity.
Mornings on the Dove covers issues affecting you.
But we also take the time to have some fun and laugh.
Sometimes that's all you can do.
And these days, we all need encouragement. Count on Mornings on the Dove to deliver just that from God's Word.
Along with the day's forecast and interesting stories from Jerry's historical archives.
So start your day with encouragement and information.
Join us for Mornings on the Dove. Weekdays on the Dove TV, radio, and streaming.
Unchanging truth in an ever-changing world. Turning Point with Dr. David Jeremiah. Wednesdays on the Dove TV, encouraging and informative. Good morning. You're tuned to the Dove, encouraging and informative, helping Oregon, Northern California, Idaho, and Nevada start the day with news and encouragement. This is Mornings on the Dove.
Well, good morning to you. Happy Wednesday and happy birthday to Jerry.
Oh, golly.
Happy birthday, Jerry.
We usually try to fly under the radar on days like this, don't we?
Well, you know, TVs being who they are, they think the world of you.
They're very sweet.
And they have come by and they wanted to make sure you were happy.
Well,
and you have 4 plates of cookies over there.
Oh.
And you have 2 expanded things of breakfast burrito and wrapped turkey and beef.
And you know, I've checked this all out. You know, I weighed in this morning. I have a feeling it's going to be significantly different tonight.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, listen, at your age.
Oh, no.
Let's see here.
No.
When you sink your teeth into a juicy steak, they stay there.
Yeah.
All the names in your little black book are doctors.
It's true.
Yeah. When you sit in your rocking chair, you can't get it going.
Oh.
Here's one. In horse years, you'd be glue.
No.
And if you were counting all the years, you'd be really an expensive whiskey.
Oh boy, am I feeling good about myself this morning.
There you go. Age is like a speed limit.
Oh no.
You ignore it.
That's good.
And remember, age is a number, old is an attitude.
Okay.
All right. Happy birthday, buddy.
Thank you very much. And thank you, ladies. It was very thoughtful of you. I appreciate it greatly.
Okay.
It is also National Earth Day.
Oh, well,
it is Earth Day.
You're as old as dirt.
That's one way of looking at this. I'd never even contemplated that. And of course, Earth Day has been going on since 1970. So we commemorate, taking care of the earth and being good stewards. And for us, as people of faith, Earth Day should be every day.
Yes.
Right. We are to be good stewards. God gave us this beautiful planet to inhabit.
Let's be good stewards of it.
We need to take care of it. Yep. Also, National School Bus Driver Appreciation Day. Was there a school bus driver in your life? That
Everybody has a school bus driver.
Yeah.
And school bus drivers and moms are proof that there's eyes in the back
of their heads.
Yeah.
Yes. I don't know. You know, what would it...
They had the big mirror up there.
Yeah. Let me ask you this. You're right. They had a big mirror up there. And we grew up in a day and an age where I think there was a little bit more respect shown.
Oh, boy.
To authority. Yeah. And the school bus driver represented authority to us.
Boy, did he ever. He was the captain of the ship.
Absolutely. And you didn't mess with the bus driver. But does that still happen and apply today?
Well, I don't know. I mean, I remember we used to sneak seats.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah.
Sneak up when the bus driver wasn't looking in the mirror. You'd sneak up a seat or sneak back a seat.
Okay.
And if he caught you.
Okay. Oh, man. No kidding.
Oh, boy.
Now, we grew up in I grew up in a school that was multi-grades. We went from elementary school all the way through high school in the same buildings.
Oh, yeah.
So that was, you know, we're in a small town, small farm community. Right. So when we rode the bus in the morning from the farm, it was from seniors in high school to first graders, everybody in the same bus.
We did too.
What a social experiment that was.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
As the school district grew, we had a bus exchange. It was so funny because we started with one bus.
Okay.
And the bus driver, and it was like a 5-speed or 6-speed bus.
Yeah. Yes.
And then the school district grew, and got the second bus. Mm-hmm. And on the way home at night, there was a place in the road where we actually stopped, and students got off this bus. And students got off the other bus and exchanged because the route of the bus was, this one was going this way and this one was going that way.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And we did it right in the middle of the street.
I love it.
Yeah.
Well, you know, where I grew up, in a little farm community in the wintertime, the farmers didn't have much to do. So some of the farmers would drive school buses for the school district, and my grandpa did the same thing, Grandpa Holter. And he farmed, he farmed in the summertime and drove the school bus. So if I was ever on my grandpa's bus, man, I was on my best behavior.
Oh, yeah.
I did not want him calling his daughter my mom.
Okay.
Saying, we had a little problem today.
So your mom, very healthy, very much alive.
Yes.
Mom?
Yeah.
Was he an easy birth or a hard birth?
She will tell you I was easy to birth.
Okay.
That ended there.
Did you ever drop him?
That question has also been asked more than once.
Okay.
So anyway, it's also National In God We Trust Day.
All right.
It is observed to commemorate the adoption of the phrase "In God We Trust" as the official motto of the United States, and it marked the anniversary of legislation that authorized the phrase to appear on U.S. coins. That happened in 1864. It began on the 2-cent piece.
Oh, really?
Yes, and the motto has since become a symbol of national pride and faith. According to various appearing on various coins and paper currency, it officially was adopted as the national motto in 1956 from President Eisenhower. Right. And speaking of presidents, it's also National Jelly Bean Day, and you wonder, what does that have to do with presidents? Well, we think of the 40th president of the United States, Ronald Reagan.
There it is.
He enjoyed jelly beans so much they were present at his inauguration. He started eating them when he quit smoking years before, and the Herman Gullet's Candy Company supplied red, white, and blue jelly beans for the 1980 event, and here they are.
I have a box of Ronald Reagan jelly beans from the Ronald Reagan Library.
Hermetically...
I've never been there. I hope to go someday.
Me too, yeah. Hermetically sealed.
Yeah. So this is it a big old box?
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Get this off here. Okay. And there they are in a felt line jar.
Yeah.
And they are the red, white, and blue jeans.
That is so cool, and it's never been opened.
Never been opened. I will not open it.
How long?
If somebody else opens this up 150 years from now, I'm sure those will be...
I was going to ask, what's the shelf life of a jelly bean?
9,000 years.
Expires on... Oh, it's open.
But that's from the library, and that's true. So he had a jar of these on his desk all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. In fact, it was interesting because I was looking up, video for this, and I got a videotape of Ronald Reagan, and he just keeps going to the thing.
Yeah.
I mean, that guy ate jelly beans like crazy.
Well, when you're trying to drop that nicotine habit, your hand's got to do something.
Right. Yeah.
And your mouth's got to have something to do.
Something to do too, and he did it successfully. So we enjoyed jelly beans, and of course there are a few other things around here too, like Cookies.
Cookies.
With coffee.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Okay. Well, don't forget, May 17th it's an unusual day. May's really busy. You got the National Day of Prayer. You got the Kentucky Derby. You got Mother's Day.
Oh, gosh.
You got all these other things going on. There's a lot of Christian events going on. In fact, I was looking at the calendar yesterday, and everybody wants us to mention their event. It's all within about 4 days.
Oh, man.
How in the world do you do this?
Yeah, how do you?
So in the meantime, May 17th pops up, and that's the day that the president has set aside to be rededicating the United States to being one nation under God. And there's going to be quite an event on that in Washington. This will be the official launch of the 250th birthday of the United States.
All right, all right.
So I think Franklin Graham and other people are involved in this, so kind of a cool thing.
Yeah.
All right, well, here's Pam's little jelly bean.
A look at our forecast from Grange Co-op. Today in northern Oregon and southern Washington, rain mainly before 3 p.m. and breezy for Vancouver, Portland, Wilsonville, and McMinnville. Highs will be in the mid-50s and a southwest wind gusting up to 24 miles per hour. Continuing rainy and breezy as we move down the Willamette Valley with daytime highs in the mid-50s from Salem down through Albany, Corvallis, and Eugene, with lows tonight in the low to mid-40s. A chance of rain mixed with snow in some spots around central Oregon with highs in the low 50s for Prineville and Bend and near 46 in Sun River. Over in Boise, Idaho, showers and breezy with a high in the low 50s. Rain showers along the Oregon coast with daytime high temperatures in the low to mid-50s from Coos Bay through Port Orford, Brookings, and Crescent City, California, with clearing skies tonight. In southern Oregon, rain likely for the Rogue Valley, mainly after 11 a.m., with highs in the upper 50s for Grants Pass and Medford and near 55 in Ashland. Rain and snow in Klamath Falls with a high near 51. Into northern California with a chance of showers in mid-50s in Wairika, a chance of showers then clearing to partly sunny in low to mid-60s for Redding and Chico, and mid-50s over in Fort Bragg. In the Bay Area, patchy fog with a chance of showers then mostly sunny in mid-60s for Santa Rosa and Napa, a chance of showers then becoming sunny with highs in the mid-60s for San Francisco and San Jose. For Central California, a slight chance of showers, then mostly sunny in mid-60s for Sacramento and Modesto, sunny in Fresno and Visalia in mid-upper 60s, and mostly sunny in Bakersfield with a high near 70. It's a look at your Wednesday weather from Grange Co-op.
All right, and there's a look of our backyard. We call that home, better known as Southern Oregon Rogue Valley, right there. Pretty. Little pockets of some low clouds, you know.
Yeah.
But maybe some showers, and then by tomorrow, back to some nice weather.
Okay, well, I have a question here that I already have the answer to. As I look to our crowd who are looking, people of faith, have you ever been tempted?
There's three categories of, well,
go ahead.
No, we'll do this on the other.
Okay. Is it a sin to be tempted?
No.
Hang on. Okay, good. Here's Pastor Greg Laurie with some great encouragement.
But then he attacks the believers with accusation. It's important we understand how this works. He is the accuser of the brethren. So here's how it rolls. You're just sitting somewhere, maybe even in church, sitting in church, listening to a message. And you're thinking, Greg is such a handsome gentleman. Excuse me, those are my thoughts. I apologize. No, you're whatever. You're listening. Maybe you're worshiping. Whatever it is you're doing, it's all good. You're in church. And suddenly the most wicked, twisted thought comes into your mind. I mean, really bad. You can't even believe this thought is in your mind. And you can't believe this thought is in your mind in church of all places. And immediately the accuser of the brethren says, what kind of a twisted person are you? Why would you think such a thought? You ought to just leave church right now. You're the ultimate hypocrite for even being in here. So if you walk out while I'm preaching, I know this is what's happening to you. Or you have to go to the bathroom, one of those two things. But here's the thing. It's not a sin to be tempted. It's only a sin if you give in to the temptation. The issue of sin is not in the bait, it's in the bite. So if the devil comes and dangles something before you, that doesn't mean you've done a single thing wrong. Jesus himself was tempted. It's not a sin to be tempted, but you have a choice. I can let that thought into my mind, let it become a part of my thought processes, or I can reject that thought at the outset and not let it in. That's why the Bible says, casting down imaginations and every high thing that exalts itself against the knowledge of God.
Wow. Man, oh man.
Okay.
What a message.
So, temptation is it's sin. Yielding to it is.
Right.
And remember, all sin, every sin that's out there falls into one of these three categories.
Okay, what is it?
Lust of the flesh.
Okay.
Lust of the eyes. Or the pride of life.
Oh, yeah.
And you can look at all sin, and it'll fall into one of those three categories. That's why it's spoken about in Scripture. To rebuke it.
Right, right.
You have to rebuke it by faith. You rebuke it.
Yeah.
And if you don't think you're being plagued by your mind, ask yourself, can you concentrate on Jesus for 1 minute?
Yeah.
And I will guarantee you.
It's in prayer life, because we get so distracted. You try to, contemplate and meditate on that thought and communicate with the Lord, and all of a sudden you're thinking about something else, and you're like, oh my goodness, what is
fasting? Fasting, it can be food, but maybe you need to fast the clarity of your mind. You need to fast things going into your brain. Turn the phone off, turn the TV off, turn the computer off, turn social media off, and ask yourself, could you really concentrate on Jesus for more than 60 seconds?
Wow.
And you can't do that until you just start cleaning your mind out. So that's why it says put on the mind of Christ. So the renewing of your mind. Oh, so much for that sermon.
Okay.
All right, let's take a look at some of the top stories out there this morning. Well, I guess we're back into a ceasefire. Yesterday, no deal. Today, the president says the ceasefire extension until a unified proposal is submitted by Iran. I have no idea what that means. But apparently, you'll hear from another story coming up that inside Iran, there is now significant conflict between those on the political side of things and those on the military side of things. And who's left running the country saying what? And what part of the regime does have control over the citizens? Okay, so apparently there's enough here for the president to push the pause button again and say, we will not extend, or we will extend the ceasefire until a unified proposal is put on the table. We have no idea what that means. But apparently he's pausing military action against Iran at all levels until the country can literally submit a unified proposal. Now, we know what the elements of the proposal are, and we also know that so far they don't want it. And that is a complete surrendering of their nuclear capabilities. So that's what's happening.
Isn't it interesting, the Democrats' position on this now, Perry? This president has a kind of a habit of getting Democrats to back the wrong people. For example, they went against funding police, and they kind of were portrayed as backing the criminals instead of the police. We see that with illegals who have crossed. They want to give them health benefits, and obviously insurance and everything else. And now, have you noticed that the Democrat talking points are, we believe Iran over Trump?
Yeah.
They are.
Yeah.
They believe what's coming out of Iran more than they believe what's coming from this administration. They're doing it again.
Kind of mind-boggling.
It is.
But if you read the Democratic strategy, you'll understand that between now and the end of the year, especially with this midterm election, the fight will be that President Trump is destroying our democracy.
Right.
That's the message.
Right.
And that he should be flanked with the 25th Amendment. He's mentally unstable.
Yeah.
He's all these things. Okay. The hate Trump syndrome is so real and so deep and so bad that even logic goes out the door.
Right.
So that's where we are. Okay. And it's unfortunate because that we have a significant and sizable group of people in the United States that's rooting for the enemy.
Absolutely.
Pretty amazing.
Yeah.
In the meantime, Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent is imposing sanctions against Iran. I didn't know what else could be sanctioned.
Yeah, what else can they do? Yeah.
But apparently there are some things there that they can do to enforce more financial difficulty upon the regime, as the regime seems to be falling apart from within. Intelligence shows that. And remember this, Israel's taken out all of the significant Iran leaders. The United States has done all of the significant military work.
Right.
Kind of interesting.
Yeah.
The other story is the Department of Justice yesterday exposed something. This is really interesting. The far left Southern Poverty Law Center. Now, this has been around quite a while.
Yep.
And a very left-wing organization. You talk about promoting the other side. That's what these guys do. They were funneling money to the other side. Well, they got caught. They're laundering money. And, and involving laundering money, involving violent extremist groups from not only all kinds of radical groups throughout the country, including Ku Klux Klan, which is so interesting to me. I didn't even know they were alive and well, but apparently so. So as far as critical race theory is concerned, they actually were fueling it.
Yeah.
But they were laundering money, so they would give money to people involved in certain kind of legal disputes, and that money went on through to these radical organizations that were doing some of these demonstrations out on the streets.
This is bizarre, especially some of the groups that they've been linked to. I don't understand, actually.
So we'll see what happens. Apparently, a little over $3 million in donated funds from individuals were associated with this, and they begin to track their own donation, comes to find out that it just went to nefarious groups. So to kind of give you a little bit of that, here's a little bit of a spokesman from the Department of Justice.
According to the charges in the indictment, the SPLC is a nonprofit entity that purports to fight white supremacy and racial hatred by reporting on extremist groups and conducting research to inform law enforcement groups with the goal of dismantling these groups. As the indictment describes, the SPLC was not dismantling these groups. It was instead manufacturing the extremism it purports to oppose by paying sources to stoke racial hatred. The indictment describes this conduct in detail, but one troubling example is that the SPLC was paying a member of the leadership group that planned the Unite the Right protest in Charlottesville, Virginia in 2017 that resulted in the death of one person and injured dozens more. In total, according to the indictment, between 2014 and 2023, SPLC paid at least $3 million to 8 individuals at least. These individuals were affiliated with the Ku Klux Klan, United Klans of America, National Socialist Movement, Aryan Nations affiliated Sadistic Souls Motorcycle Club, the Nationalist Socialist Party of America, Nazis, and the American Front.
My goodness.
Yeah.
Whoa.
So that is the acting DOJ. It was the DOJ under Bondi. He's now in charge right now, and he is, so far, from what I understand, the leading candidate to stay there.
Okay.
Position. So he has to go through, senatorial confirmation hearings. But, these groups are slowly getting exposed, and they're hating Trump for it. So
yeah.
All right, that's some of the top stories on this Happy Birthday Jerry Day, where he is older, wiser.
Oh yeah, I think so.
He gets a D- in skiing.
What was?
We'll be right back.
Oh no.
Your love, the only thing that matters is your love, your love. That's all I have to give. Your love is enough to light up the darkness. It's your love.
Since 1934, Grange Co-op has been more than just a store. We've been a cornerstone of our community, owned by people like you. We proudly offer top-quality farm and ranch supplies, including our own Rogue feed, as well as workwear, Western apparel, garden essentials, and pet care products. By signing up as a Grange Rewards customer, you not only enjoy exclusive benefits like special offers and 1% back on most purchases, but you also become part of something bigger, a cooperative that you own and help shape. Join Grange Rewards today.
Today, become a farmer with theDove. Plant a seed, help it grow.
Your gift reaches someone who needs hope.
Don't wait, join us in this harvest.
Let's grow something eternal together.
Give today at theDove.
Come fall in love with Northridge Senior Living, where contemporary, sunlit interiors meet old world elegance. Walk through our lovely hallways and enjoy the fun staff-led activities. Forge lasting friendships with other residents and our exceptional caregivers. Dine in style. Gather near the fireplace under breathtaking chandeliers. Our reasonably priced apartments are spacious with private balconies. Northridge is Christian-owned and operated, pet-friendly, and only 2 blocks from Asante Rogue Regional Medical Center. On-site, in-home care is available. We also offer senior adult daycare, where your loved one can spend the day with us and the evenings with you. Northridge Senior Living. Your home.
Applegate River Golf and RV Resort, a pristine 9-hole course alongside the Applegate River. Their clubhouse offers a golf simulator experience. The RV Resort is adjacent to the golf course with convenient pull-through parking. Applegate River Golf and RV Resort. Information at applegaterv.com.
Okay, welcome back. Happy Wednesday, 23 minutes past the hour. Happy birthday, Jerry Bilden. You'll never be as old as, let's see here. How can I say this? You'll never be as old as Blake Axe.
Yeah. I was at a
How's that, Blake? I got to burn you somehow.
I was at a track meet the other day watching the grandbabies, and as I was walking out, an old friend yelled at me from the crowd. And he goes, "Hey, Jerry," and he's about my age too. And I looked at him. I said, "Hey, Dick." I said, "Yeah." So the older I get, the faster I was.
Yeah. Boy, that's true.
Yep.
Okay. Well, anyway, we have a gubernatorial race going on in Oregon. And Oregon and California could see some significant changes in this election cycle. California, with all of its nonsense, will end up with 2 people at the top of the ballot, what they call an open primary. And right now, the 2 lead people are 2 Republicans. Wouldn't that be something?
Amazing.
If the 2 vote getters in California end up being Republican.
Oh, man.
And in the meantime, what's left in Democrats in California, they're scrambling because Stilwell is out.
Yeah.
Everybody's now fighting to fill that bill.
Yep.
But what's happening, they're just splitting the vote.
Mm-hmm.
Well, in the meantime, in Oregon, we have a real good opportunity of putting a Republican in the governor's seat. Governor Tina Kotek is one of the top 6 most dysfunctional governors in the country.
Oh, gosh.
Look, she's a nice person, and as a person goes, I think her belief system and ideology and everything else is off the charts, and she's trying to fix things with tax increases across the board.
Yeah.
We can't afford this. It's crazy. We're tired of it. And so they did a poll, as you know. They had the first gubernatorial debate for the Republicans. It was hosted by the ORP. And I watched part of the debate. It was well produced, done. It was kind of calm. It wasn't rambunctious anyway. I will say that Representative Ed Deal, said something that was really good.
Okay.
He said, when this primary is all over, win or lose, let's the 4 of us get together and have breakfast and determine we're going to push the winner across the line in November.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was a great thing to say.
Yeah.
Well, in the meantime, I got to get my story straight here. The Salem-based Nelson Research Group did a survey of 515 likely Republican voters, and the results were Christine Drazan, 31%, Representative Ed Deal, 15.6%, and Chris Dudley, 14.8%. And I think that is 30% of those said they were still undecided. I think this is starting to show what people are thinking. Both Senator Christine Drazan and Representative Ed Deal know how government works. They know what the issues are. They know how bills are literally passed and worked.
Yeah.
They're experienced that either one of those would make a great governor.
I think so.
Okay. They're both pro-life.
Very much
okay.
so, yes.
Chris Dudley comes into the race primarily from when he ran against John Kitzhaber years ago. Did come very close from taking him out.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, he doesn't understand how the government works. I shouldn't say he doesn't understand. He doesn't have the experience, of how it works.
All right.
He's a pro-choice Republican, which makes that an enigma. We call those people rhinos.
Mm-hmm.
But the point being is this is a clear delineation of candidates. And they're doing very, very well out there. But the point to me is this. Look, we have a chance, a great chance, putting a Republican governor in the governorship. The question is, will we turn out to vote?
Yeah, that is the question. Yep.
That is the question.
Yep.
All right, so I know it's your birthday and you're hobbling.
I am.
Okay.
Yeah.
But that's no excuse for you not to take Pam to this event.
What?
The Klamath and Shasta Trinity National Forest are teaming up with the Shasta chapter of the California Native Plant Society to host the 33rd annual Siskiyou County Mother's Day Wildflower Show.
Yes.
Well, that's a lot to say.
I like this, yeah.
It's a free event from 10 until 4. It'll be down there at the Wairika Community Center, where you can go down and look at all of the wildflowers.
I love it.
And if you are a true outdoor person, you've got a little country in you, not so much rock and roll, you go down there and really enjoy this.
Yes.
And it's worth the trip.
I love the wildflowers in this state, and they have been a great distraction for me in many workouts that I've had on the side of the hill. The flowers here are beautiful, and it is that time of year.
Yeah.
So here we go.
Well, it's just one of those things that we have in our backyard here. Now, this wouldn't go over good in concrete cities, but for us folks that have a little Oregonian.
I take pictures of flowers as I'm hiking.
Oh, so you do have a soft side.
Yeah. Yes, I do. And by the way, I want to say thank you, Jeff. My older brother weighed in.
Yeah?
Yeah, he's watching in Visalia.
Yeah?
And he says, no, this is to you. He says, no, I disagree. He says, you're a great skier, just a poor judge of weather.
Okay.
Thanks, Jeff.
Is he older or younger?
He's older.
Okay. Jeff, don't ever relinquish that power. Of being the older brother.
Yes,
I have an older brother.
Okay.
You know what I've learned through the years?
What?
There's just no reason whatsoever to deny anything he says.
Yeah. Well, that's true.
There is no reason for me to challenge any word that comes out of his mouth.
You're right.
He is right about
everything.
And then above him's my older sister. We call her Psycho Sally. Okay. And so she's a little strange, but I just yield to those two. I used to kind of tug of war with him.
Yeah.
What a waste of time.
Yeah. Okay.
So Jeff, hang in there, buddy. You're the winner of all arguments. All right, let's take a look at Wall Street.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you, Preston, over at Smart Lawn. Sorry about that. Dow jumped up. Whoa, 384 points. I guess it likes ceasefire. The Nas is up 200 points, and the S&P up 48.10. So good, solid green ink at the ringing of the bell this morning. In the meantime, gold back up to $4,770. Silver's at 78. I won't even mention the other one, but it has a couple of zeros on it.
Yeah, unfortunately, I know exactly how much it is because I had to fill up yesterday.
Oh, gosh.
And my car, not my truck. I don't even dare drive my truck anymore.
No.
My car. My car took $93 yesterday. My car.
American dollars?
Yeah.
They won't take pesos anymore? How about the yen? You go over to Costco, don't they have country currency things over there? Can't you fill it up in the yen or something?
I think you can. Oh, great.
All right.
Okay, well, let's look at this. We're seeing all kinds of confusing signals coming out of Iran. We're not quite sure, if the president is even talking to the right people. We see extensions of ceasefires, and I think a lot of us are getting confused, and maybe for a good reason, because Hudson Institute senior fellow Rebecca Henrich spoke with Fox Business's Stuart Varney about the fight that's going on between the military and political leaders in Iran.
Well, so this is interesting because part of what we tried to do with the Israelis was weaken the regime. And so we took out all of their top leaders, took out some of their besieged leaders. Those are the people who are repressing the people. And as a result, now we're trying to find the people who are willing to cooperate with the United States. And then this is really important, and have the ability to make good on what they promise us. And so we saw in the first round of talks, we thought we had a deal with the political leaders we were talking to, but then we had this IRGC commander who says, listen, he doesn't listen to the foreign minister. So we have a breakdown, I think, in the power structure inside Iran. That's going to have to shake out. I think President Trump is going to keep pressure, and then he's going to tap the brakes periodically and see if he can shake something loose and find somebody who does have the ability to make good on what they promise. And so this IRGC commander, who's being, frankly, pretty mouthy and saying that he's not going to comply with the orders of the political leadership. I mean, my first thought, Stuart, was the Israelis have penetrated so thoroughly the Iranian leadership that man does not have a long life expectancy. So I think that there is a good chance that, the people who are pushing back and are an obstacle to peace will probably end up on a target list, and there will be a resumption of military operations again to create pressure. This blockade, Stuart, it's denying the Iranian rump regime about $450 million a day in revenue. So they're being squeezed by all angles. We just now have to finally compel an end to this conflict.
Whoa.
Well, I think she makes a clear understanding here. Just remember this. When it comes to eliminating individuals, Israel's been doing it.
They're doing it. Yep.
Okay? We've been providing all of the military cover to do it.
Yep. Yep.
And so if there is this kind of civil unrest going on between the political and the military, let it happen.
Yeah.
Let it happen. So maybe they'll play it out. All right. Well, good stuff all the way around. Happy birthday to Jerry. Yes. Jill, you still like getting up at 3:30?
Oh, yeah. It's become a habit. It really has.
What time do you go to bed?
About, sometime between 7:30 and 8.
You're baloney. You're in bed at 6. We'll be right back.
My great deliverer, my strong defender, the Son of God. I trust him, Jesus.
Your yard is where life happens, but it can be muddy and hard to maintain. Enjoy a maintenance-free artificial turf lawn all year round with Smart Lawn LLC. No mowing, no fertilizing, no watering. Our synthetic grass is beautiful and resilient. It's certified to be lead-free, and there's no need for pesticides. Safe for your children and pets. Smart Lawn LLC has all your artificial turf and putting green areas covered beautifully. 541-941-3538.
Combining your home and auto insurance could save you time and money. And who doesn't like that? When you want surprisingly great rates on auto, home, and life, call State Farm agent Rory Wold in Medford today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Hi, I'm the SOS Alarm guy, here to tell you about a great deal. SOS Alarm will not only beat any internet deal, but will install the system too. So burglars, beware. SOS Alarm for security and beyond.
At Sweet Tea Express, we've got you covered. Order at the counter and our friendly service staff will do the rest. Breakfast served daily until 2 p.m. Breakfast burritos, biscuits and gravy, skillets, omelets, and more. Sweet Tea Express. Don't get caught hungry.
Hi, I'm Ryan Robertson, host of a brand new program on the Dove, Ministries on the Move. Ministries on the Move spotlights the incredible work of how God is using everyday people and organizations, putting their faith into action, serving the hurting, strengthening families, and sharing the hope of the gospel in practical ways. Be inspired and discover these Ministries on the Move. Tuesdays and Thursdays at 4 p.m., right here on the Dove TV. Encouraging and informative. More at thedove.us.
All right, 7:35. I'm trying to see, is your age in that number anywhere? Well, one of those numbers is.
Maybe. Maybe.
Let's check in with CBN News and get the latest on what's happening in the Middle East, in particular the Strait of Hormuz.
The U.S. took control of an Iranian cargo ship that attempted to break the blockade in the Strait of Hormuz over the weekend. President Trump wrote on Truth Social that the U.S. Navy-guided missile destroyer USS Spruance intercepted the Tuska in the Gulf of Oman and gave them fair warning to stop. The Iranian crew refused to listen, so our Navy stopped them right in their tracks by blowing a hole in their engine room. Right now, the U.S. Marines have custody of the vessel. A French shipping company says Iran fired warning shots at one of its vessels in the Strait of Hormuz. Iran closed the strait again on Saturday, less than 24 hours after declaring it open. Oil prices are rising due to the standoff. Energy Secretary Chris Wright said gas prices likely won't keep rising, but it will take time for them to go back down. President Trump announced Vice President Vance, along with Steve Witkoff and Jared Kushner, will be back in Pakistan for a new round of talks with Iran scheduled for Tuesday, but Iran says it has no plans to attend. In a social media post, Trump says if Iran refuses the deal he's laid out, he'll destroy every power plant and no more Mr. Nice Guy. Asked if destroying bridges and power plants is a war crime, Hezbollah has continued its terrorist activity in violation of the agreement. Accordingly, the IDF remains deployed in the defensive area. It's also warning civilians to stay away from certain areas. Israel says it's killed more than 1,800 Hezbollah terrorists during Operation Roaring Lion, more than 250 of them in the 24 hours before the ceasefire took effect. Overnight, the IDF said it struck a loaded and ready-to-fire launcher in southern Lebanon, north of the forward defense line, in order to prevent a direct threat to the communities of northern Israel. Julie Stahl, CBN News, Jerusalem.
President Trump confirms the U.S. has no plans to extend the current ceasefire, set to expire Wednesday. He warns that if an agreement isn't reached, there will be, quote, lots of bombs start going off. Vice President J.D. Vance and a negotiating team are expected to leave for Pakistan today, but Iran is signaling it may not even show up. Meanwhile, a second round of direct talks between Israel and Lebanon is set for Thursday in Washington, D.C., just days before a separate 10-day ceasefire with Hezbollah is set to expire. Iran-backed Hezbollah is already signaling defiance, vowing not to disarm.
We have achieved enormous things. It's not over yet. And any moment could bring us new developments.
In Lebanon, controversy is growing after this photo emerged showing an Israeli soldier smashing a statue of Jesus in a Christian Lebanese village.
I was really shocked because, the IDF, we pride ourselves on our moral army.
Israel Defense Forces call the incident severe and launched a criminal investigation. Prime Minister Netanyahu condemned the soldier. More than 150 rabbis and Jewish leaders signed this letter apologizing directly to Christians worldwide.
This soldier should be held accountable for his actions, and what needs to ultimately happen is that there needs to be more education done in the IDF about Christians and how Christianity is a source of friendship for not only Israel, but for the IDF.
In Jerusalem, a ceremony at the Western Wall to remember Israel's fallen soldiers. This past year alone, 172 soldiers were killed in attacks. Gal Raviv Galea was 34 weeks pregnant with her third child when her husband, IDF Major Itai Galea, was killed by a Hezbollah rocket in 2024. We sat down with her to ask what this Remembrance Day means to her.
It's not just our history, it's our reality and our presence. And there are a lot of people that have given their lives, and there are a lot of people that live with the consequences of this around us. And I think many don't even know.
Paul Petit, CBN News, Jerusalem.
Well, God bless him.
Yes.
All right. Let's see here. About 9 minutes before the top of the hour, let's check out weather with the Super Jelly Bean here.
A look at our forecast from Grange Co-op. Today in northern Oregon and southern Washington, rain mainly before 3 p.m. and breezy for Vancouver, Portland, Wilsonville, and McMinnville. Highs will be in the mid-50s and a southwest wind gusting up to 24 miles per hour. Continuing rainy and breezy as we move down the Willamette Valley with daytime highs in the mid-50s from Salem down through Albany, Corvallis, and Eugene with lows tonight in the low to mid-40s. A chance of rain mixed with snow in some spots around central Oregon with highs in the low 50s for Prineville and Bend and near 46 in Sun River. Over in Boise, Idaho, showers and breezy with a high in the low 50s. Rain showers along the Oregon coast with daytime high temperatures in the low to mid-50s from Coos Bay through Port Orford, Brookings, and Crescent City, California, with clearing skies tonight. In southern Oregon, rain likely for the Rogue Valley, mainly after 11 a.m., with highs in the upper 50s for Grants Pass and Medford and near 55 in Ashland. Rain and snow in Klamath Falls with a high near 51. Into Northern California with a chance of showers in mid-50s in Wairika, a chance of showers then clearing to partly sunny and low to mid-60s for Redding and Chico, and mid-50s over in Fort Bragg. In the Bay Area, patchy fog with a chance of showers, then mostly sunny in mid-60s for Santa Rosa and Napa. A chance of showers then becoming sunny with highs in the mid-60s for San Francisco and San Jose. For Central California, a slight chance of showers, then mostly sunny in mid-60s for Sacramento and Modesto. Sunny in Fresno and Visalia in mid-upper 60s, and mostly sunny in Bakersfield with a high near 70. It's a look at your Wednesday weather from Grange Co-op.
A look back in time, and this one is a very tasty one because it was on this day in history, on this day in 1967, that a burger was unveiled in western Pennsylvania that would take over the world. At a McDonald's in Uniontown, Pennsylvania, franchise owner Jim Delegati introduced a bigger, bolder sandwich priced at just 45 cents. He created it to compete with larger burgers from rivals like Burger King. But there was a catch. He was told to use only ingredients already in the McDonald's kitchen. So he got creative, stacking 2 beef patties and even bending the rules to bring in a 3-part bun to hold it all together. The result? The Big Mac. It went nationwide in 1968 and quickly became a cultural icon, so much so that in 1986, The Economist created the Big Mac Index to compare currencies around the world. And of course, there's the jingle generations still know by heart.
2 all beef patty, special sauce, lettuce, cheese, pickles, onions on a Sesame Street bun. 2 all beef patty, special sauce, lettuce, cheese, pickles, onions on a Sesame Street bun. 2 all beef patty, special sauce, lettuce, cheese, pickles, onions on a Sesame Street bun. Beef cheese, it's a good time for the great taste of McDonald's.
Not bad for a 45-cent idea that almost didn't happen.
Oh, there you go. All right, so what is it?
2 all beef patties, special sauce, lettuce, cheese, pickles, onions on a sesame seed bun.
There you go.
How about that? Those old
it.
advertising things stick with you, don't they?
They do, yeah.
Man.
All right, good stuff. Well, listen, also this day in history.
What?
Huh?
What?
Going back on your birthday.
Oh, no.
In one of your former lives. You know, I asked you yesterday if you ever changed careers.
Yeah. Yes, you did.
Okay. Well,
yeah.
Here's evidence that you kind of did.
Oh.
Take a look at this. You guys got it?
Oh, no. No, 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 no. Okay, that's enough of that.
Okay, so this is Jerry showing some background pictures of when you were a model in New York.
Oh, golly.
So you walked the runway.
That was, oh yeah, boy, did I walk the runway. Yeah, yeah.
So what were you modeling?
You know what? I was with an agency, a big agency named Wilhelmina, and I did everything from GQ to JCPenney's.
Really?
And everything in between.
Hey, put that back up, Scott.
I did. No, let's not put that back
up. Put it up, Scott. I want to show something here. Can you put it back up, Scott? All right, look at that picture far to the left.
Okay.
If that isn't Jonathan, I don't know.
Oh, I know. Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Oh, yep.
So the next one, you look a little serious. Come on, Jerry. What were you sitting on something? Yeah. Did you have a bad day? You just get chewed out? Look at the one behind you.
You know what? I got to tell you the truth. I had a little, I laughed too much and I smiled too much to do a lot of serious work.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
So how long were you a model?
10 years in New York, yeah.
Did you?
10 years.
Did you ever model something you didn't want to model?
Oh, all the time. All the time. But you know what? First of all, if you have a good agency, they kind of screen everything, you know, so they're not going to have, you're not going to do something that
compromises you?
Yeah. Can I tell you a little secret?
Sure.
We went to
Nobody's listening.
Well, you know, I used to be on the swim team and the dive team when I was in school.
Don't tell me that.
Yeah, I was. Yeah, can I tell you this story?
Okay.
Okay. So you know, when you're in the dive, we've all seen Olympic events. You swim in your Speedos, right? Okay. So you just get used to that. So we go to New York, and Pam says, "Here," and I got married before we went to New York. So I went as a married couple, and Pam says, "Okay, here's the deal. You know, I like this idea of you working and doing all these ads and stuff, but you're not going to model underwear.
Okay.
I said, okay. Yeah, that's fine. I don't care. So Pam took all my bookings. So my agent calls, Wilhelmina. They call and they say, Pam, we got a booking for Jerry tomorrow. It's with jockey shorts. And Pam goes, what? She goes, yeah, it's jockey shorts. And she goes, well, Jerry's not doing any underwear. And she goes, Jill, who became like Pam's sister, goes, do you know what the rate on this is? She goes, what? She goes, this is time and a half. And she told her what the rate is. And Pam goes, book it.
Well, when you're young and you're married and you're starving to death, and you're in New York.
Yeah, I was jockey shorts and a T-shirt. It was much more covering than a Speedo. I had to set that up. But Pam sold me out. She sold me out.
I don't believe this story.
Yeah, and then we end up coming to trail all these years later, and it got out that I had modeled in New York, blah, 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 blah. But what got out was not that I was a model in New York, I was an underwear model in New York.
Gosh.
So everybody came up to me in church and says, hey, I heard you were an underwear model. I'm like, I did. Anyway,
okay.
This is way too much information.
Okay, so let me ask you this question. Since we're going to mess this up.
Okay.
How old were you then?
I was like 22 years old, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I wonder what the agency would call and ask you to model now. We'll be right back. We'll be right back.
The threat of wildfire poses a growing risk to Oregonians. You can prepare now by taking 3 important steps. Create a home inventory, make copies of important financial records, and contact your insurance company to make sure you have the right amounts and types of home insurance coverage. Be wildfire ready by being insurance ready. Visit dfr.oregon.gov/prepare now to learn how.
The 71.5 Golf Challenge arrives Saturday, May 16th with a 4-person scramble, morning and afternoon shotguns, and a 6:30 award social. Register your team by April 1st for an early bird special. Score the team player pack for just $20 instead of $100 with the code EARLYBIRDIE. Become a sponsor and help kids across Southern Oregon. Visit 715.org or call 541-779-3275. At the 71.5 Golf Challenge, your drive saves lives.
Buying or selling a home can be stressful. It's one of the biggest decisions you'll make in your lifetime. That's why it's important to work with someone you trust, someone who has the right experience and knowledge of the market.
Hi, we're Patrick and Paulina Leiser with Leiser Real Estate Group.
And whether you're looking to buy or sell a home, our mission is to take the stress out of the transaction and make it as seamless and rewarding as possible.
Contact us today. We look forward to working with you.
Mornings on the Dove covers issues affecting you.
But we also take the time to have some fun and laugh.
Sometimes that's all you can do.
And these days, we all need encouragement. Count on Mornings on the Dove to deliver just that from God's Word.
Along with the day's forecast and interesting stories from Jerry's historical archives.
So start your day with encouragement and information.
Join us for Mornings on the Dove. Weekdays on... All right, good morning to you. 9 minutes before the hour. Mark Little, Pastor Mark Little with us, and he does a podcast, the Mark Little Show. We're talking about Israel, and as I mentioned earlier, isn't it interesting that the subject of Israel, noticed in the past.
Yeah.
So I asked Pastor Mark the big question, are we as believers getting the land and the people mixed up? Interesting, had to say.
Boy, Perry, I think you've been studying before me because, you hit the right questions. We do. There's 2 promises. And so we often just talk about it in one context, as if it's one. There's a land promise. We go back to Genesis 15. I love that, where he walks between the 2 pieces and makes a unilateral covenant with Abraham as he puts Abraham to sleep. And then he walks through the carcasses of the sacrifice that he asks Abraham to bring. It's a land promise. And then there is this seed promise. And that's where we conflate what God is doing. Now, what he does with the land, the Bible goes, you can look at Zechariah, you can look at Ezekiel and Amos, and of course here in Genesis 13 through 15, we can see what he's doing when he talks about the land. He calls Abraham out of Haran, and he says, go to a land that I will give you. And of course, we can go all through that, and indeed he does. But he also, Paul helps us in the New Testament, he gives a seed promise. And we learn in Galatians 3:16 and 3:29, and even in Ephesians, we learn that the seed of Abraham points to Jesus Christ. And he who is in Christ is the seed of Abraham. And that's what I love. And when you tie it all together, he says that there's neither Greek nor Jew. There's neither bond nor free, no female, no male. If you are in Jesus Christ, you are Abraham's seed. And I love that.
Mm-hmm. Well, he's quite a guy. Seminary graduate and a law degree.
And you know, it's hard for him not to smile while he's talking about the good news.
Yeah, he is. He's quite the guy. I'm glad he's on our side.
Yeah, me too.
I have fun with him, and I've been with him on a couple occasions, and he's just a wonderful man. So good stuff all the way around.
So who do you got coming up?
I got Bill Walton coming back, and he's the chair of the Resolute Protector Foundation, discussing whether the growing alignment between Russia, China, and India is signaling anything. Need to talk about that. Todd Sheets will be back with us, and let's see, breaks down the economy and where we are. How fragile is our economy these days? You know. Kind of interesting. So anyway, some good discussion coming your way in a few moments.
All right. Well, I got a great rescue story as a routine drive turned into a life-saving event in Phoenix, Arizona. Check this out.
On March 19th, utility worker Robert Butler was heading down a busy street when something caught his eye, a wagon and an umbrella sitting alone on the sidewalk. Then he saw it. A toddler, just a few years old, running straight toward a busy intersection, completely unaware of the danger. Without hesitation, Butler pulled over, jumped out of his truck, and sprinted toward the child, reaching him just seconds before he could step into traffic. "My heart dropped," he said. The entire moment was captured on camera, showing just how quickly everything unfolded. Looking back, Butler says he can't quite explain it, calling it being in the right place at the right time, maybe even something more.
Thinking back on it now, I'm not sure if it was God or something, was divine intervention. I don't know, but there was something that day that was off the normal that just put me at that, I guess, the right place at the right time.
But thanks to his quick action, one little boy is safe and able to go home to the people who love him.
Thank you. Love you. Bye.
Okay.
Grandkids are calling me, wishing me.
Grandkids are calling him live on the show to wish him happy birthday.
I pick it up. Happy birthday.
TV.
Yeah, live TV. Oh, and you know what? I had to take the call. I saw where it was. I just said, I know who this is. These are
You would have got up. You would have got up and walked off the set.
Anyway, isn't that a great rescue story?
Oh, it's wonderful.
Yeah, all right.
Take with you Proverbs 27:1. The Lord is...
Since 1934, Grange Co-op has been more than just a store. We've been a cornerstone of our community, owned by people like you. We proudly offer top-quality farm and ranch supplies, including our own Rogue feed, as well as workwear, Western apparel, garden essentials, and pet care products. By signing up as a Grange Rewards customer, you not only enjoy exclusive benefits like special offers and 1% back on most purchases, but you also become part of something bigger, a cooperative that you own and help shape. Join Grange Rewards today.
Jerry, did you know that we're farmers?
Farmers? I knew there was a reason I like overalls.
At the Dove, we plant seeds of hope, truth, and the gospel every day.
And when those seeds land in the right hearts, lives change.
But every harvest needs more hands.
That's where you come in.
Today, become a farmer with the Dove. Plant a seed, help it grow.
Your gift reaches someone who needs hope.
Don't wait, join us in this harvest.
Let's grow something eternal together.
Give today at the Dove.
Mornings on the Dove covers important issues.
But we also take the time to have some fun.
Along with encouragement, the day's forecast, and Jerry's Day in history.
So start your day with encouragement and information.
Join us weekday mornings on the Dove.
Hey, this is Ed, co-owner of Visiting Angels. To continue to serve our seniors, we need more caregivers with a heart to serve. Our mission statement is honoring the art of giving, which means we honor you, the caregiver. We know it's our people that make Visiting Angels the best in-home care provider and a great place to work. Come be our next amazing caregiver. Give us a call or apply online. At Visiting Angels, we're committed to you because we honor the art of giving.
Mornings on the Dove covers issues affecting you. Good morning to you. A lot going on in the news. There always is. We'll give you some recaps of the top stories of the day.
But we also take the time to have some fun and laugh.
Sometimes that's all you can do.
Well, that's pretty wise. And these days, we all need encouragement. Count on Mornings on the Dove to deliver just that from God's Word.
God is faithful.
You go by faith and facts or feelings, along with the day's forecast and interesting stories from Jerry's historical archives.
Changed the business of sports forever.
Was being paid a staggering $25,000 a year.
So start your day with encouragement and information.
93% of Americans want voter ID. Join us for Mornings on the Dove. Weekdays on the Dove TV, radio, and streaming live at thedove.us, Roku, and Apple TV.
Get the day's top news from a Christian worldview. CBN Newswatch, weekdays at noon and 4:30 on the Dove TV. Encouraging and informative. Washington Watch with Tony Perkins is your watchful eye on the nation's capital. Every weeknight, covering current events, issues of faith, family, and freedom from a conservative Christian perspective.
Washington Watch, thanks so much for joining us.
Bringing you up close to newsmakers, members of Congress, and prominent pro-family leaders from across the nation.
That's just the tip of the iceberg of the threats and the dangers that children are facing online.
Tony is the president of the Family Research Council, a former state legislature, ordained minister, police officer, and veteran of the Marine Corps.
Terrorism experts are sounding the alarm.
And welcome to the Washington Watch News Desk.
Washington Watch with Tony Perkins is your leading source for what's really happening in our nation's capital.
Well, this is a state issue. The federal government shouldn't be forcing these states.
Don't miss Washington Watch with Tony Perkins. Weeknights at 6, only on the Dove TV. Encouraging and informative. Tackling the tough issues facing America and our nation's freedom. That's Sekolo on the Dove TV.
DAs around the country finding who they want to prosecute and then determining what crime they could charge them with.
You can't believe this is the country we're living in, that this is happening.
A bold half hour hosted by ACLJ's Jordan and Logan Sekolo, taking you inside the battle of constitutional and political freedom, discussing issues that matter to you and your family.
This is just not the right precedent we want to be setting, even if we don't like Donald Trump.
This is just all-out chaos, and that's what could happen very soon.
Watch Sekolo for issues that matter to you, addressing the problems of Christian rights in the workplace, school, the marketplace, and protecting human life.
I hope this doesn't have to go all the way to the U.S. Supreme Court.
Be in the know with Sekolo. Wednesday, Thursday, and Saturday only on the Dove TV. In a world desperately seeking truth, Cliff Connectley and his son Stuart travel across the U.S. to give an answer for questions, doubts, and challenges concerning faith.
What is the evidence that Muhammad spoke the truth? What is the evidence that Jesus Christ spoke the truth?
Their mission is to ignite a passion for truth, guide individuals to embrace faith, and help people find purpose. Engaging skeptics.
It kind of sounds like then that God punished us. The vast majority of chaos in nature is a direct result of God stepping back.
They're driven by a deep commitment for spreading the message of Christ to a world who needs it.
But you see, what Satan has done is he's put doubt in our mind.
Join them as they strive to make a lasting impact on lives and hearts, sharing the love of Jesus with an unwavering dedication.
Because God loves you, and God has given you gifts.
Watch Give Me an Answer, weekdays at 3 on the Dove TV.
Okay, Hey, welcome to Focus Today. I'm your host, Perry Atkinson. Delighted to have back with us today Bill Walton. He's also the known as the Unwoke CEO. He's the host of the Bill Walton Show. He chairs the Resolute Protector Foundation, which is a 501c3 media production company that creates and produces original educational and entertainment content. In 2015, he served as chairman of the Tea Party Patriots. In 2016 and 17, he led the agency action and landing teams for all of the federal economic agencies for Donald J. Trump presidential transition team. He does have a website that's called thebillwaltonshow.com, and there's a picture of that, thebillwaltonshow.com. Bill, good to see you again. How are you, friend?
Great to see you. Lots going on.
Oh, a lot going on. All right. I guess a couple of things. First of all, what's your 30,000-foot view today of what's happening with Iran?
Well, I'm in the camp that still thinks we're not on schedule necessarily, but a lot of these developments that have taken place we expected, and I think we're in a lot stronger position with the Straits of Hormuz than the mainstream media or the left or Trump's enemies within the Republican Party would have you believe. It's hard to tell because, as you know, there's been more disinformation about this than anything I can recall. I mean, you can only imagine what the press covering World War II might have been like if Donald Trump had been president. We would never know what was going on, and we were sure that Germany had won. I don't think that's happening. I do believe that it's messy, but then so much of what sometimes the way Donald Trump handles things, it is messy, and I think his ability to take risk and also to improvise. I mean, people call it taco. Trump always chickens out. I view as a deal guy. My primary background's on Wall Street. He changes on a dime if he's getting a different sense that that's what he's got to do, and I think that's where we are. We're in the middle of an improvisation, and it's a little nerve-wracking, but I do think he's going to come out of this okay. We will come out of this okay.
It's got just about every country on the edge, and I think that's without exception. Yeah. Where do you think it leaves the West?
Well, Europe, it's interesting. Let's look at the West. I mean, the West we typically used to think of as North America and Europe. And Europe is a very, very tough place right now because they've had lousy energy policies. I just talked to somebody who came back from Europe yesterday, and they're paying $10 a gallon for gasoline at the pump. All a consequence of their green energy mania. They've got a migrant crisis that's is worse than what's happened here in the United States, where a lot of cities have actually been taken over by the immigrants from North Africa and elsewhere. So it would be a mess all on its own. And then I think what's revealed in all this is that they don't have any ability to defend themselves. Eastern Europe, the former communist bloc countries, are in better shape, but I think they're, and I don't think they're actually quite as vulnerable as the West is, and so where does it? Canada has revealed itself not to be an ally. Canada's economy is not in great shape. United States and the West is really the beacon of strength compared to the rest of the West. But I do think that there's relationships in the Middle East that Trump has cultivated, and there would be allies in that region. And I think we're realigning all of those relationships. I mean, and then the war of choice people that think that we didn't have to do anything there, I think they're wrong. I do think that we had reasonably good intelligence that Iran was close to having the bomb and certainly having ballistic missile capability. And so I think we're not, and China's economy is terrible. China's lost access to a lot of oil that it was counting on from Iraq. So it's hard to look around the world and find somebody that's strengthened by this, and unless you want to go really deep into, the international politics, and Turkey may be coming out looking pretty good so far. So it's, but even I'm not a close student of all this. I'm involved with a lot of things, more of a generalist. But it's even the specialists are saying there's no real obvious way some realignment's going to come out of it. I think we're still waiting for the shoes to drop.
Bill, are you surprised by NATO's lack of involvement?
No, I'm not. I mean, that alliance has been coming apart for a while, and it began coming apart over the way Ukraine was handled, and I know with Biden as president, the European countries in NATO probably got pretty much what they wanted, and we paid for it, and they didn't have to do much to defend or to support financially to support Ukraine. And of course, they didn't really have any military capability to support. So it's not no, I'm not surprised. And also looking at the personal dynamics of the leadership of Germany, France, and the UK. I mean, they are. If they make some of our weaker presidents look like giants compared to them. So their leadership's not good. The leadership popularity polls are in this, if not single digits, low double digits. So I think we're seeing it unraveling before our eyes, and that may not be entirely a bad thing, because if we've got the ability to, the United States has the ability to project power and to be an economic force. I think there are people inside those countries that I think, if NATO comes apart, could come up, and European countries could start taking care of themselves.
Can we afford the UK to unravel through all of this?
Well, I don't know there's much we can do about it. I mean, you've watched this. Their politics are terrible, and they've become they've got almost a totalitarian censorship on speech in England and Scotland and Ireland, and so what's happening culturally there is not good. I don't know that there's much we can do, and they certainly have not reached Keir Starmer, UK, the Prime Minister certainly hasn't reached out his hand to ask for help, and so I think we're going to be bystanders until they get a change of leadership or a change of heart.
I want to come back to China and Russia and how they're being impacted by what's happening in the Middle East. And the president's due to go to China for a visit here in the next couple of weeks. What do you think his agenda is?
Trump's agenda with Xi right now is, I think, to let China understand that, where they thought they may have had the upper hand in the Middle East, they will not. And I think he's going to be reaching out to build a relationship with China rather than to be adversarial, but also doing it with sticks as well as carrots. And I think if his agenda, if the Iran war is still ongoing and the straits are still at issue, I think his primary objective is to say to China, look, if you keep playing in this, we're not going to play nice, we're going to play tough. And I don't know how that quite works out. So it's got a lot of potential for drama if China says, no, we don't want to leave, we want to keep, there's a lot of evidence that China's weapons, they're helping Iran, even as we speak, create the weapons they're using to fight the United States. And in some circles, that's known as being participant in a war.
All right, let me take a break here. I got some more questions. Let me say to our viewers and listeners, check out Bill's website, BillWaltonShow.com. There's a picture of the landing page, BillWaltonShow.com. We'll take a quick break. We'll be right back.
Today, become a farmer with the Dove. Plant a seed, help it grow.
Your gift reaches someone who needs hope.
Don't wait, join us in this harvest.
Let's grow something eternal together.
Give today at the Dove.
Hi, I'm the SOS Alarm Guy, here to tell you about a great deal. SOS Alarm will not only beat any internet deal, but will install the system too. So burglars, beware. SOS Alarm for security and beyond.
Welcome to Fish Lake Resort, where adventure is everywhere, and everyone is your friend. The fishing is great, and the food is tasty. The RV sites are full hookup, and the cabins are cozy. It's always a good time at Fish Lake Resort, and the best part is, you can come visit any day of the year because we are open all year, 7 days a week. Visit fishlakeresort.net today to learn more and plan your visit.
Applegate River Golf and RV Resort, a pristine 9-hole course alongside the Applegate River. Their clubhouse offers a golf simulator experience. The RV Resort is adjacent to the golf course with convenient pull-through parking. Applegate River Golf and RV Resort. Information at applegateRV.com.
Jerry's Historical Archives. Moments to remember. Go back in time. Back in the day. TV shows of the past. Relive the past and learn something new. Open up Jerry's Historical Archives. Weekdays only on Mornings on the Dove.
Welcome back, and Bill Walton's back with us today, known as the Unwoke CEO. He's also the host of the Bill Walton Show, and you can go to thebillwaltonshow.com and check out his podcast there. There's a picture of that landing page. We're talking about a variety of things. You know, Bill, what's interesting to me is that how quiet Russia's been through this whole Middle East deal. And outside of nukes, they've shown that militarily they may be a paper tiger. They have been unable to complete their ambitions with Ukraine. And they too must be suffering from lack of oil from the Straits. What's the deal with Russia in your thinking?
Well, it's a lot of what we think is based on a lot of, as I mentioned in the earlier part of the first episode, is that so much disinformation going on now, and there's one camp that thinks the Russian economy is collapsing and that they can't recruit enough people to join the army to maintain the forces they have in Ukraine, and that Putin is on the ropes. And then there's another camp that looks at the same set of facts and decides no, Russia's doing just fine, and they're just going to outweight any kind of remaining support there is for Ukraine. But I think what Russia sees, I didn't really point it out as much in the earlier segment. We ask about what the future of NATO is and whether NATO is going to survive this. We're seeing a reordering of the whole post-World War II international regime. And, a lot of the international organizations like the United Nations, the World Bank, even the World Trade Organization. I mean, the WTO, World Bank, and the United Nations are increasingly, unbelievably controlled by, we used to think Russia. It's now China, and China's really stepped up. And I think Trump's instincts to withdraw from these globalist enterprises are exactly the right ones, and he's projecting American power. He's taken our defense budget up, I don't know if they quite passed it yet, but up to $1.5 trillion. We'll save the question whether we can afford that for maybe another time. But nevertheless, he's not pretending that other countries are going to be around to protect American interest, and so he will do that. I think the unraveling of those internationalist organizations is a good thing. I think that just the way We've seen them behave, and UN's voted with China. I think voted with. Oh gosh, I can't remember the alignment in the last UN vote, but
I'm doing great, thanks.
Okay. I just. Are we doing great?
Yeah, you're doing fine. I can hear you. You got something else going on.
I think I've got it. I like the applause. This is good. If somebody's agreeing. Yeah. No. So you ask Russia. I don't. It's. You cannot believe that the oligarchs and everybody in the power structure in Russia are not saying to Putin, "Come on." I mean, this has been 4 years now, and you thought you were going to roll in and have it done in 4 days, and it's been anything but. They never intended to never gain any territory at all. What's the net gain in the after the first couple months of the war? It hadn't been anything, and so I for one thought that Ukraine wouldn't last even remotely this long, but it has, and that's so we're all watching for a lot of things to unfold, and it's hard to predict.
So, Bill, let's go way up to 30,000 feet and have you look down. Where do you think America is in the global picture today? How are we being looked upon?
Well, you have to be careful, because so many of the things you read are by people that hate Donald Trump. Tom Friedman of the New York Times was on record. He was on a podcast basically saying, well, I certainly hope we don't win in Iran, because it would make Trump and Bibi Netanyahu look good, and those are horrible men, and nothing that they do we should support. And I think there are a lot of people on the left and the never-Trumpers that actually are rooting for us to lose in Iran. So there's that going on. And there's a lot of noise about, America looks weaker. Well, not really. I think a lot of countries are beginning to think they got to sidle up to America, because they've watched, particularly in Asia, where they're concerned about China, and they've looked at how we partnered with Israel in this war with Iran, and some of them whispering in the back channels, we'd sort of like to be treated like Israel as a partner to the United States. And as I said, with the institutional arrangements, post-World War II arrangements coming apart, I'd expect you've got a lot of negotiators among these development countries that see that the United States, without being so focused on Europe, can focus on them, and they see that as a win-win. The most dynamic part of the world right now economically, besides the United States, is Southeastern Asia. And so it's amazing what's going on there with the growth in the economies and the increasing level of sophistication. So I think people are going to be pragmatic, and I also am not sure there's a lot of concern about what happens if the United States dollar is not the reserve currency, and all these countries are doing business in each other's currencies and not the dollar. That may not be the end of the world. I mean, there's the whole way finance is being done now is dramatically different from, particularly with crypto and all the different cyber ability to move money around. I don't think that's an issue. I think it's to come about who is the strongest trading partner, and that would be the United States. China has been extremely difficult for people to work with, and they've tried to manufacture and export their way out of economic problems, and it's caused a lot of resentment in Europe and other parts of in Asia. So I think, on balance, if you take out the Trump derangement syndrome, I think we're looking pretty good.
In spite of the differing views as to why we went to war with Iran, can we afford to lose it?
No. No, we can't. I mean, that's the problem with where we are right now, is that I did support, and I do believe that it was not a war of choice, and that if we wanted to do something dramatic, when the supreme leader made I don't know who made the decision, but they held that meeting in open where they're easily taken out, which we did a couple months ago, and decapitated at least initially, the Iranian regime, that got us in. And I think Trump was looking bigger picture, and it's the way I see it. If you've got a Middle East without Iran and as a state sponsor of terrorism all over the Middle East and in fact all over the world, and they no longer are a potential nuclear threat, that's a very different and possibly peaceful Middle East than otherwise. But if we fail and in some semblance of regime, whether it's the military in Iran or the theocrats, looks right now like the military's got the upper hand, that's a problem. I think we've got to do what's necessary to win, and I hope that's not too much more than what we're doing right now.
I want to come back, Bill, just for a moment to the UK. My brain's on tilt with the UK, and I guess I realize Starmer's not a good guy, but overall the UK's in serious trouble, and I'm wondering if we can afford to watch this happen. They've allowed the coexistence of Sharia law, and it's now really taken hold. And they're squeezing their citizens down to something. The UK is becoming something totally opposite from what they originally were. Do you see it that bad, or am I just over-exaggerating?
I think it's bleak. I'm very upset about UK. I mean, I'm among other things, I spent a little time in the theater playing Shakespeare, and I've become lifelong my vision of England and the UK and is overwhelmingly positive when I look at their history and their the champions of speech, and they've done so much to allow individual citizens and middle class to thrive. And that was then, and this is now, and we're seeing just the opposite. It's extremely upsetting, but as I said earlier, I'm not sure that the United States, maybe we should treat them like Greenland. Trump, I hate to make light of all this, but there's got to be at some point you say, look, you've lost your ability to drive the car. We're going to take the keys. But I'm being flippant here because that's not really in the real world anything remotely that you could possibly engineer. But the English are, the Brits are, I think, on the ropes, and they've already ceded so much of their culture to Islam, and having a dual legal system with Sharia law is insane.
Well, the concern is the UK has nukes. What if those Sharia law-minded people get a hold of UK's nukes?
Well, I guess that changes the story. I mean, you've kind of got me thinking about something I have not thought about. If they get control of something like that, that changes everything. They become a nuclear adversary.
Yeah.
We're in a whole new ball game. I mean, it's we got to spend a little time figuring out how to deal with that. I think we can, but my God, I hope we don't have to.
Yeah. Good to see you, Bill. Keep up the good work. Let me say to our viewers and listeners, check out his website, thebillwaltonshow.com, and you can check out his podcast there, and known as the Unwoke CEO. Thank you, Bill, for your time. God bless you, pal. Stay on the fight.
Great. Thanks for the direct questions. This was a very interesting way to think about things. Thanks.
See you later. Okay.
Okay, see you soon.
When technology slows you down, your business and your life feels it. That's where Rogue Tech Pros comes in. We provide business technology services, managed IT services, and custom phone systems for businesses and homes. Our award-winning team takes time to understand your unique needs and builds a customized plan to keep your systems running smoothly so you can focus on growing your business while we handle the IT headaches. Find us at RogueTechPros.com. RogueTechPros.com. We keep IT simple.
Do events in the world leave you confused and scratching your head? A world where up is down and down is up.
I'm Perry Atkinson. Mornings on the Dove knows how you feel. We're here to offer God's hope and encouragement and to help you to sort it all out.
And I'm Jerry Bilden. Mornings on the Dove alerts you to issues and events the mainstream media would rather you not know or know the truth.
A lot in the news today, some movement around in the Middle East, common sense discussions on today's headlines, and rational perspective on what's really going on.
That will leave you better informed and encouraged by the gospel.
In this upside-down world, there's one place you can trust to get it straight.
Check into Mornings on the Dove each day to find out what's really going on and to be encouraged.
Mornings on the Dove, weekdays from 6 to 8 a.m. on the Dove TV and radio. Streaming online at thedove.us, Roku, and Apple TV. The Dove, encouraging and informative.
Okay, welcome back, and delighted to have Todd Sheets back with us, former investment banker and author of the newsletter entitled On Wealth and Progress, currently available free of charge on Substack, YouTube, and Spotify and Apple. He's also the author of the 2008 book called What Really Happened? Understanding the Great Financial Crisis, clear back in 2008. You can go to ToddSheetsWriter.com is his website, ToddSheetsWriter.com, and check that out as well. Todd, good to see you. How are you?
Harry, I'm doing great. It's great to be with you again.
Yeah, thank you for your time. I got to squeeze you into one segment. I got a problem here, but you're the man. You're the man. Thanks for your time. Hey, listen, you wrote an interesting article. I love the title, Trump on the Brink or the Art of the Deal. That is the big question. I think a lot of people are asking that question. What's your answer to it?
Yeah, I think it's the art of the deal. I think the people that tend to see Trump on the brink, are looking at this through the lens of Trump derangement syndrome, or TDS. And, that started when they tried to portray him as Hitler, going back almost a decade now. And once you're in that mindset, or you have those glasses on, everything you see that is a little unconventional is going to fall into that on the brink category. But if you go back and look at the history of Trump, you read his book, which came back out in the 1980s. He's been talking about, having this kind of a style, the art of the deal, which is pushing for big, bold things, doing things in a non-conventional way, keeping your negotiating opponent, on their heels, by saying things that are unexpected, by making enormous claims in order to kind of set up the next phase of negotiation or to change the dynamic of thinking about things. And I think that's basically what we're seeing playing out here.
Okay, so he announced late yesterday ceasefire extension, where the day before he said no extension. Now he's saying ceasefire extension. It is fragile. How are the markets going to interpret this?
Yeah, so far what we're seeing is, the markets have, been very strong throughout all of this. There was an initial fall off as oil prices ran up. And then I think a combination of some greater expectation that we could be headed towards, a resolution of all this in the reasonably near future, combined with the fact that earnings reports from companies continue to come in very healthy and very strong. And so I wouldn't expect to see the markets sell off a lot unless they started to feel like and anticipate that this was having a significantly bigger impact on our economy and on the earnings of the companies that the market is valuing than it has so far.
In the meantime, Todd, are you surprised of the handling of the Strait of Hormuz? It seems like the blockade has had an impact. Some are slipping through, some are being shot at. What do we do with this messy part of the world?
Yeah, this is the thing that has strung this out, obviously. My sense of what happened is, Trump saw a historic opportunity to try and change the dynamics of the Middle East in a way that would have made the world, and still can, make the world a substantially safer and more prosperous place. and which would have significantly reset the geopolitical posturing between China and us if we're successful. And I think they went in there, with the expectation that given all the success that Israel had had in its campaigns, the success we had in Operation Midnight Hammer and removing Maduro and in a couple of other instances, and the intel that they had on, where all the leaders of the Iranian regime were and our ability to take them out in a single strike while at the same time we're degrading so much of their military capacity, I think they thought there was a very high probability that this would be a relatively quick exercise, that would lead to the regime collapsing and that would open up, the enormous potential that exists here, relatively easily. Nothing is easy in this world, but relatively easy. Things didn't happen that way because of the Strait of Hormuz. I think they've been planning for what to do in the Strait for decades, so it wasn't like it was a total surprise. It may have been somewhat of a surprise in terms of how much they could shut the Strait down just based on the threat of action. And that at the same time, they realized that it was not an easy thing to deal with. There's a number of different things you can do with Karg Island or going in to try and protect the Strait or escort ships through, but all of them involve putting personnel at risk in certain ways, that they just didn't really want to, to have to go that direction and take those risks. And so that's where then the blockade came in after they went through this peace process. And keep in mind, during the peace process, Trump continued to increase the military assets that we have in the region so that, one, we were positioned for the blockade, and two, positioned for what comes after the blockade if necessary.
Part of the extension of the ceasefire, not only being asked by Pakistan, but backed up by supposedly intelligence from Israel, that the strife between the military and the political establishment, which remains in Iran, whatever level that is and whoever it is really in turmoil, and therefore that could be falling apart from within. Have you sensed any of that?
Yeah, I think we're definitely seeing signs of that. We've seen very mixed messaging coming out of the Iranian side at the negotiating table, and then even beyond that. So we're seeing clear indications that there is internal strife that's very consistent with the enormous success that we've had, first with the military attacks, the epic fury part of this campaign, and now also with this blockade, which has been incredibly successful. My understanding is costing Iran somewhere around $400 and $500 million a day. Keep in mind, this is a regime that was economically on the brink of collapse even before all of this took place.
Yeah.
And so I think it's very reasonable to expect that there are some severe differences and discord within what remains of the regime. There's clearly a small group that wants to hang on, and it's not surprising. The IRGC controls roughly 50% of the GDP of a country of over 90 million people. And so the IRGC itself is maybe, I think, 150, 200,000 people. That's an enormous and disproportionate control over an economy, that is built on some of the largest oil reserves and the most valuable oil reserves in the world. And so it's not surprising there's a small segment within that community, that is willing to fight this to the bitter end, because they will never be in this kind of position again if we are successful in bringing this to a successful ending here. So I just think, yes, I think basically it's highly likely that there is some extreme discord between more realistic groups within Iran who would like to prevent the next phase of this, which probably includes us attacking economic infrastructure or dual purpose infrastructure, and that part of the regime that wants to wait this out and see if Trump follows the historical pattern where America withdraws as things get, too touchy and we get too deep in the mud and that kind of thing.
Yeah, good explain. And let us not forget we're dealing with a death cult here, so, they'll hang on to the end. Let me ask you this. Are you surprised of the lack of involvement from NATO?
Unfortunately, no. I think I wrote recently that we ought to call NATO NETO, N-E-T-O, for the non-existent treaty organization. And before that, I even wrote, that it's becoming more and more clear that there is no NATO. There is only the United States. What we've seen happening in Ukraine, which is a relatively small conflict. I mean, between, Russia, whose economy is about the size of Italy or Canada's, and therefore the conventional military resources that they have, which is so far what this war has been built upon. Here they are 4 years into a war with a much smaller opponent, and they're struggling to make strides. And yet Europe is still sitting on their hands, waiting for us to step in and bail them out of a conflict that is obviously meaningful to them, but not clearly anywhere near as meaningful to us. So, that's a sign. I understand that NATO feels, left out of the initial decision to go into Iran, but they also have to recognize that the beginning phase of this campaign was completely built around the element of surprise. And going in there with this surprise attack that wiped out the Ayatollah and so much of his, leadership team, and also enabled us to be so militarily successful. That's not the kind of thing that you can spend 3 months or 6 months in planning conversations to try and bring everybody else in NATO on board before you attack. And there was really no reason to believe that they would have come on board anyway.
Yeah.
I think in spite of their frustrations over that, they've since made another enormous mistake in the way they've handled their involvement in the campaign here. They should have been much more open to letting us use our bases and that kind of thing at the beginning of the campaign. And then when we got to the point where the Strait was under Iranian control, they should have stepped up immediately, put aside, their somewhat petty concerns and said, hey, we are in here. How can we work with you to help you open up the Strait? I think they're going to end up paying an enormous price for this series of mistakes that they've made in the way they've handled all of this.
Okay, let me ask you this. This war has really impacted every nation in the world. It's shifted so much in so many ways. Where does it leave China now that the president's going to go over there and talk? What do you think's on his mind?
Yeah, I think if we're successful here, and if at the end of this mission, which is what I think is going to happen, although there's still a lot of risk, and uncertainty and danger, there always is in any kind of wartime situation. But if at the end of this campaign, we are effectively in control of the Strait of Hormuz in order to make sure that it remains open for safe passage, then we have totally shifted the dynamics. And if we can make sure that Iran does not control, or have the ability to proceed to a nuclear state and has been diminished to a disorganized, terrorist kind of regime without even having access to all of their oil revenues because of our control of the Strait and our ability to continue to use sanctions to pressure them if the regime hasn't completely fallen, then China is in a dramatically different place than they were before all of this. Before all of this, there was the potential for Iran to reach nuclear status, which would have made them a North Korea with enormous economic resources in the form of their oil reserves, which would have made them unlike anybody else, maybe somewhat like Russia is in Europe, and also holding the cards with respect to the Strait of Hormuz, and what we've seen now is their ability to affect the global economy, with just a threat. And so if we eliminate those factors and significantly put this regime, like I said, into the state of kind of a disorganized and underfunded terrorist organization, it's completely reset the tables, because now we're in a position, if China gets too aggressive, we control the strait and we can shut it down. And that's 35 to 40% of China's energy resources shut down right there. Now, they've been building reserves for a long time to protect against that. But no matter how much you build, that's a limited time thing. So I think it significantly strengthens Trump's hand if we can be successful with this. And I think it's one of the reasons why he's been so persistent with this campaign.
So does that delay any further thinking on China going after Taiwan?
I think if we end up in the situation that I just described, I think absolutely it does. I mean, China is economically in a precarious place right now. They've gone through this major real estate collapse, which has collapsed confidence amongst Chinese citizens. They've massively overbuilt their industrial sector. Both of these efforts are an attempt to disguise the problems of command and control economies and the inability of them to provide upward mobility to their citizens. And they're failing. This means that they're generating very low returns on the capital base of the system, which over time will put them further and further behind this. So they've got these economic issues. We've ramped up sanctions on them. That's had a big effect. And we've seen Xi purging the military there. They had little experience in the real world to begin with. So I think all of this is changing the dynamics. It's also making the world much more aware of how sensitive we are to these key waterways, like the Strait, or like the South China Seas and that kind of thing. So I think it's going to also cause global trade to shift to try and deal with those risks. So I think all of this, assuming we end up again in a positive place, is very bad news for China and their ambitions.
All right, let me take a quick break, Todd. I want to hold you over. I got a couple more questions. Let me say to our viewers and listeners, go to Todd's website, toddsheetswriter.com. There's the picture of that landing page, toddsheetswriter.com. You may want to check out his book, What Really Happened, Understanding the Great Financial Crisis in 2008. I have to tell you, you need to study that, because could that happen again? That is a rhetorical question. We'll be right back.
Your property demands equipment with more reliability, durability, and versatility built in. Kubota equipment is ready to get the job done right.
Being in business is challenging. At Network in Action Southern Oregon, we're all about real connection and real growth. We value your time with once-a-month meetings and believe in transformational relationships rather than transactional ones. We have 3 groups in the Valley, a Christian group, a Medford group, and a Grants Pass group, all filled with amazing local professionals. Network in Action Southern Oregon, so much more than just networking. Find out more at sonetworking.com.
The Life Essentials Interactive Study Bible by Dr. Gene Getz. The first ever multimedia study Bible with QR codes enabling you to view 1,500 videos. Watch on your smartphone, tablet, or computer with Gene Getz teaching Principles to Live By from every book of Scripture. 250 hours of in-depth teaching. Gene Getz has over 60 years of Bible teaching and is a renowned theologian. The Life Essentials Bible is a seminary in a box. Read, watch, apply. Get yours today for your own spiritual growth or as a gift that will minister greatly to your family and friends. Purchase your copy of the Life Essentials Study Bible at Christian bookstores or go to their website, BiblePrinciples.org. and click on Video Search, where you can access all the principles for free. Take your faith deeper. Get your Life Essentials. Study Bible today at Christian bookstores or BiblePrinciples.org.
Okay, welcome back, and very timely to have back with us today Todd Sheets. He's the former investment banker and author of the newsletter On Wealth and Progress, currently available free of charge on Substack, YouTube, Spotify, and Apple. Check out his website, toddsheetswriter.com, and there's a picture of that landing page. We're talking about, obviously, all the things in the Middle East. Todd, yesterday, I think it was yesterday, maybe the day before, Secretary of Treasury Scott Bessent said he's going to put additional sanctions on Iran. We've got the blockade, seems to be working militarily. We've knocked a lot of things out. Now sanctions. I'm just kind of curious, what sanctions? What's left to put sanctions on?
Yeah, I don't know the particulars of that one, but I think they're looking for every way that they possibly can to completely choke off the revenues flowing to the state, as we talked about a little earlier. I think the blockade is clearly the biggest opportunity there. I haven't seen any specific things that Scott mentioned. I have a great deal of respect and confidence and admiration for him. So I'm sure there's more behind those words than just an idle threat. And, I think we're clearly seeing this next phase having a big impact on Iran. And so I'm sure there's something he's got in mind to follow through with that.
Gas prices back home and around the world continue to be on the rise. And we got midterms coming up. You know the drill. Can they get back down to where they were before the war?
Yeah, I think they can. It's not 100% clear that they will. I think if this does come to a resolution, and that's the part that's, in the near future, which is the part that's not clear, I think people will be surprised at how quickly things come back around. It doesn't mean it'll happen within a month or 2 or 3 months. But, we saw, just a week ago when, we saw the first round of peace negotiations, we saw oil prices drop by 10% overnight. And we could see, a couple of drops like that if this thing came to a real resolution, which I think most importantly, by the time we get to November, we could be seeing prices either coming back down or all the way back down to where they were before. I think the most important thing here is that that the president doesn't get pressured into making a political decision about ending the war from either side. And he's felt pressure, we could almost say from 3 sides. He's clearly felt it from the TDS Democrats, the Trump derangement syndrome Democrats, who are anti-Trump no matter what's happening, and they're anti-war no matter how good this can be. He's felt it from the isolationist Republicans, and he's also felt it from the Republicans who are understandably concerned about the midterms. But I think we've seen a clear indication that he very much understands if we make a political decision to end this war before we've brought it to its optimal conclusion, we end up losing both the war and we will also lose the midterms. I think the American people at this point, they want to see this brought to its best possible conclusion, which doesn't mean winning at any cost or getting involved forever, but it means the best conclusion we can achieve given the cost that it takes to obtain that conclusion. And I think that we're on pace to get that. I think there's a high probability we get there by this fall. And the key things there are opening the Strait of Hormuz so that there's free passage taking place. And I think pulling out, the uranium that still exists over there. Yeah. Those are the big things. And then like we talked about earlier, if we control the strait, then effectively we control the revenues coming into the Revolutionary Guard, and they are already on the verge of collapse. Then it's just a matter of time.
There's a part of this gas price thing that I don't understand, and that is the president has touted the fact that we are energy independent. Some ships are being diverted to the United States to fill up with our oil, and yet our prices are still high. What's missing in this equation?
Yeah, that seems like it's either not right or it's unfair or something like that, right? It seems like we've got all this more oil than we need, so our prices shouldn't be affected. What happens here, though, is when you remove this much of the world's petrochemical energy supply, then the rest of the world, they don't just, it doesn't all fall on the rest of the world. They have to look for somewhere to replace it. So that raises the demand for the energy that we produce. And so more of that gets sold in the international markets at higher prices, which does cause our prices to come up. There's an article in the Wall Street Journal this morning comparing gas prices in the United States to what they are in other parts of the world. And that article shows that even though we're not in as good a place as we were before, we're still, maybe if we're looking at just roughly, let's say $4 a gallon, most of the rest of the world is paying $6 to $8 a gallon. So we're significantly better off from the rest of the world. That's the benefit that we're receiving, even though we haven't been completely insulated like at one level it seems like we should be.
Do we have evidence that other people are buying our oil that drives those prices up?
Yeah, there was a report last week about, something like 120 oil tankers, on their way to the United States to try, that were diverted, that otherwise would have been going to the Middle East for their supplies, that were coming to the United States to purchase it. So I think we have that evidence. And we also have the evidence of what's happened with oil prices here, which is a direct reflection. This increase that we've seen is a direct reflection of the fact that there is more demand for our energy products coming from around the world than there was before, which is why we've seen our prices come up, but not as far as they have in other parts of the world.
So staying at the 30,000-foot view, if we, the United States, don't need oil, so to speak, from the Straits, and most of the other world countries do, and yet we're there fighting their battle so they can have that oil, hypothetically, or I guess, somewhat looking ahead, let's say we win this thing and we're still in control of the Straits, what's our incentive to do that? Why don't we turn it over to somebody else? And if so, who?
I think what's going to happen is, I'll answer the last part. There is nobody else. So we are the only solution to that issue. And then I think what's going to happen is most likely we are going to end up charging a fee for overseeing the safety of the Strait that will help reimburse us for the cost of winning this war on everybody else's behalf and of the ongoing costs of maintaining the safety and security of this critical passageway. And so, that will not only reimburse us for this, but then it will also give us this enormously important geopolitical playing card, which is the control over all of these resources, which we can play against China if they ever step out of bounds, and we can shut off a extraordinary part of their energy supplies. So I think this is why, there was a time last week before things heated up a little bit again, when we put the blockade in place, Iran announced that the Strait was open. Then all of a sudden NATO offers that said, hey, do you want us to come in and help? And Trump said, no, stay away. We don't want you anymore. And I think this is the reason, because I think this is the end game that he has in mind after all this is resolved. And keep in mind, this will not only be to our benefit, it will be to the benefit of all of the free world. If we are in control there, we are getting reimbursed in a way that gives us an incentive to stay in place, and we are making sure that the free world has access to this incredibly important trading route. It will be well worth it for all of them to compensate us for doing those things.
Hey, we may we may have created the revenue stream to pay down, if not pay off, our debt.
That is a between Venezuela and here, That is a possibility.
Okay.
Yes.
Hey, we're out of time. Good to see you, Todd. Thanks for your time. Let me say to our viewers and listeners, check out his website. ToddSheetsWriter.com is the website. There it is. And check out his book, What Really Happened, Understanding the Great Financial Crises of 2008. A very resourceful book as well. God bless you, my friend. Stay in the fight. We need you.
Thanks, Perry. Great to be with you again.
Mornings on the Dove covers important issues,
but we also take the time to have some fun.
along with encouragement, the day's forecast, and Jerry's Day in history.
So start your day with encouragement and information.
Join us weekday mornings on the Dove.